Chapter 1135, Volume 21, Chapter 20, Wind Rising, 7,000 votes. If the difference in strength between the two wasn't huge, the recoil from the clash would cause Luo Feng to slow down or even retreat. However, the difference between the two was simply too huge. Unleashing the Universe Lord's ultimate technique, Luo Feng was like a true Universe Lord. After the first slash, he followed closely behind Tianhua's body and slashed again. Not good. One slash after another. 9 slashes will be enough to kill me. Tianhua couldn't care less about the shock of Luo Feng becoming a Universe Lord. Escaping was the most important thing now. White Needle. A huge white shuttle-shaped object suddenly appeared behind Tianhua Knight. It was about 1,000 kilometers long, completely white and extremely glossy. The moment it appeared, it immediately flew towards Tianhua Knight. Tianhua Knight followed the force of Luo Feng's second slash and flew over, entering the white shuttle-shaped object. After escaping into the shuttle, Tianhua finally let out a sigh of relief. I was almost killed by this Luo Feng. Tianhua's snow-white, fur-covered blood red. I was filled with fear. Too strong. Luo Feng only revealed a little bit of his strength at the start. He was hiding it all. The strength he revealed after was completely at the Universe Lord level. Sinister. Too sinister. That slash was so fast I couldn't dodge, so strong I couldn't defend against it. The profoundness was deep and profound. I couldn't even see through it. It was definitely a Universe Lord's technique, and it was probably the ultimate technique. Such a technique could only be created by a Universe Lord, and only a Universe Lord could injure me. This Luo Feng becoming a Universe Lord, he actually hid it from the public. Tianhua was nervous and excited. Luckily, when I offered up the clan treasures to exchange for treasures, I chose the white needle and not the armor. Tianhua exclaimed within. As an elite Universe Lord, his wealth naturally far exceeded normal Universe Lords. Over the countless years of accumulation, he had even roamed the universe sea for a long time. He had many treasures. During this opening of the primal planet, he naturally planned to exchange for an important treasure to protect himself. At that time, he had 2 choices. One was to exchange for a supreme treasure armor. 100 supreme treasure points were enough for the human race. 2 was to exchange for a high-grade flying palace treasure. The cheapest among the human race was also around 200 supreme treasure points. Obviously, treasures of the flying palaces were more expensive. However, he still gritted his teeth and traded for this flying palace treasure regardless of the price. I made the right choice. If I had gotten a top-grade supreme treasure armor back then, even though its defense would have been stronger, it would have been much stronger. However, his attacks are too terrifying. Even with the top-level armor, one move can hurt at least 1/1,000 of me. With this Luo Feng surrounding me, even if he slashes me over 1,000 times, I'll still die. Supremacy Tianhua heaved a sigh of relief. Now that he was hiding in a flying palace, he had nothing to fear. The Nine-Ghost River was vast and mighty. Luo Feng stood within the golden waves, looking at the white shuttle floating in the distance. His expression changed. Flying palace-type treasure. Haha, Luo Feng. A voice resounded from the white shuttle. I respect you. You're probably one of the top geniuses of the trillions of races in the vast universe. Training for such a short period of time, the other warriors all think you're an absolute tyrant of the universe. However, they never expected you to actually be a Universe Lord. If not for this flying palace treasure, I'm afraid I'd have died today. Ha ha ha. However now, I'm afraid you're out of luck. I'm out of luck? Luo Feng looked at the white shuttle. Very angry, very angry? However, what can you do to me? I'm within the flying palace. Even if you're 10 or 100 times stronger, you can only stare. Supremacy Tianhua's sharp voice resounded from within the white shuttle. Luo Feng, too, felt that he had miscalculated. He had made very detailed preparations for this battle that would make him famous. He had also anticipated many unexpected situations. The paragon of Tianhua having a flying palace was one of the worst situations. Although he had proven his strength, and many experts had seen it from afar, and the Paragon of Tianhua had admitted it. However, he still hadn't been able to kill him cleanly. This battle didn't have enough credibility. As for breaking through the white shuttle, Luo Feng didn't have such thoughts. The flying palace treasures were the sturdiest treasures of the same level. They specialized in resisting material attacks. A normal flying palace treasure, in terms of sturdiness, was comparable to a high-level armor. A high-level flying palace treasure was comparable to a top-level armor. Like the Sky Wolf leader, he had the Sky Wolf Palace, which was also a high-level flying palace treasure. However, it was considered one of the better ones. According to human values, it was worth 800 to 900 treasure points. The Sky Wolf leader relied on it to dominate the universe. Even the Primal Chaos City leader and the 9 Underworld leader couldn't break through it. The shuttle was slightly weaker than the Sky Wolf Palace. However, it was still enough to dominate the universe. Most of the universe lords were helpless against it. Against a flying palace treasure, one could usually only rely on soul attacks. And Luo Feng wasn't proficient in soul attacks. So, Luo Feng immediately kept the 9-Sea River and became a beam of light and flew away. You want to leave? The white shuttle followed closely. Luo Feng and the white shuttle tore through the skies one after the other, causing the distant foreign race warriors to be dumbfounded. There's actually a flying palace treasure. Skyhua Knight actually said Luo Feng is a universe lord. Of course he's a universe lord. To be that strong, if he isn't a universe lord, then what is he? Even an elite universe lord lost 10% of his body in one slash. Other than a universe lord, who else could be that strong? One after the other. Skyhua Knight, you're determined to follow me? Luo Feng looked behind. Right, I'm determined to follow you. You won't be able to escape. The white shuttle said. Luo Feng glanced at the huge white shuttle behind him. He indeed couldn't deal with it. It was clear that the automaton, bug, and demon race had been investigating him. Skyhua Knight would naturally follow him to confirm his coordinates and inform the upper echelon of the demon race. Play big? I'm afraid I'll have to rely on Plan 9. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed with killing intent. Demon territory, dream ancestor secret region. Skyhua Knight left his body within the race. He used his servant's god country to swiftly teleport to the dream ancestor secret region. After arriving there, his consciousness immediately connected to the virtual space. Like the automaton race, they too created their own virtual space. Even back on Earth back then, with a simple quantum computer, they were able to create a simple virtual space war god palace. To reach a virtual space that covered the entire universe, with all the laws within, was very difficult. However, if it was a small virtual space, just exchanging information was still very simple. The demon race had a virtual space that covered the entire dream ancestor secret region. Within the demon race virtual space, within a vast mist, a majestic white palace rose and fell. This was where the dream ancestor was at. Within the mist, there was a long table with 9 silhouettes. Above each of them was a huge silver-white snake. The snake's body extended far into the distance, faintly discernible within the mist. It was incomparably huge. The other 8 silhouettes were of various shapes and sizes. Obviously, they were the great beings of the demon race. Teacher, Skyhua Knight appeared in midair. His snow-white fur body bowed respectfully. You said you discovered Luo Feng and that he's a universe lord? The silver-white snake head looked over. Yes, Skyhua Knight said. Liar. How can the human Luo Feng become a universe lord so quickly? Impossible. Immediately, many of the other 8 seated masters of the universe began to shout. Skyhua Knight said, This is the truth. I've personally verified it. If it wasn't for me exchanging for the flying palace treasure White Needle early on, I'd probably have fallen to him. Impossible. To kill you, he'd have to have the power of a universe lord. How long has he been training? Impossible. The other universe lords were still in disbelief. Sitting in the main seat, Dream Ancestor watched quietly. Skyhua Knight immediately said, Words are useless. I'll show the other universe lords what happened then, and everything will be clear. After which, he looked into mid-air. Everything he had experienced, including the scenes from his memories, was simulated once more. Starting from his fight with Xavier leader and Thousand Shadows, silence reigned. The universe lords all watched carefully. Trillions of years of experience told them that it was impossible to become a universe lord in such a short period of training. Otherwise, it would be too heaven-defying. The simulation ended. The universe lords were silent for a while. They could all see that when Luo Feng exchanged blows with Sky Hua Knight, the first slash, the difference in strength between the two wasn't huge. However, after Luo Feng's second slash, the power immediately exploded, causing Sky Hua Knight to lose 10% of his body. Just from the images alone, they couldn't see the wonders of that slash, because Sky Hua Knight didn't understand it. Naturally, he couldn't replicate it. One slash, just mimicking 100% of the postures, was useless. The true essence was the Tao of the Beast God that was activated by the countless mysterious runes of the laws. This was something the memory images couldn't replicate. Luckily, I hid in the Flying Palace, otherwise I would have died. Sky Hua Knight emphasized, not necessarily. Dream Ancestor said, Luo Feng might not be a universe lord. He was able to fight against Bark Mirror Emperor at undying level. When he was a universe lord, his body should be stronger than yours. With such a strong body, he should have had some special encounters, or even been bestowed with a natural technique. Perhaps he would have obtained an innate secret art that is comparable to the ultimate secret art of the Lord of the Universe. The other universe lords nodded. Have you ever seen him control space? Dream Ancestor said. No. Sky Hua Knight shook his head. Just one powerful technique could be a natural technique. Unless he can unleash two techniques, only then would one be his own creation. Dream Ancestor shook her head. And your strength isn't enough, you can't really tell. Only by letting a universe lord fight him can you clearly determine if he's a universe lord. You're following him now? Dream Ancestor said. Yes. Sky Hua Knight said, he can't escape. I'm definitely following him. The silver-white snake head said, I'll contact the automaton and bug race. The three races will work together to eliminate this Luo Feng. P.S. Tomato ate dinner and wrote the 4th chapter a little slower. This is 7,000 votes more. I'll continue writing the 5th chapter. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1136. In the dark space, 3 thoughts pierced through time and space and descended here. It was the 3 strongest warriors of the universe, the demon, automaton, and bug race. The silver-white snake head hovered in space and said, Luo Feng has appeared on the primal planet, and we can confirm he has the strength of a universe lord. I've received the news. The huge oval-shaped black ball silhouette spoke. Your demon clans Tianhua Knight and Luo Feng fought on primal planet number 02933. Tianhua Knight wasn't his match at all. He relied on his flying palace-type treasure to survive. I received the news too. The silhouette said. Since you all know, that's even better. The silver-white snakehead's voice had a formless power. If a weakling heard it, he would naturally feel boundless fear. This is a rare chance. Luo Feng is currently on the primal planet. If we 3 join forces, we can take the chance to get rid of him. Of course we have to get rid of him. However, I want to confirm, is he a universe lord now? The silhouette's gentle voice resounded. I want to know too. The huge oval black ball silhouette said. Even though they didn't dare believe that one could become a universe lord in such a short time. However, they understood the evolution of the universe was always unknown. Any miracle could happen. The silver-white snakehead said, I'm not sure. He could also not. Of course, I hope he's a universe lord. Even the automaton and bug races too hoped so too. Because if Luo Feng wasn't a universe lord, he already had such powerful strength. The moment he broke through, how terrifying would that be? If he broke through, that meant Luo Feng wouldn't be much stronger in the future. Naturally, the threat would be much smaller. I suspect he has an extremely powerful natural ability, relying on it to heavily injure my disciple. The silver-white snakehead said, "If that's the case, then he's still a universe lord. Naturally, we have to get rid of this threat. He could really be a universe lord. Even if he is, getting rid of him would be a part of humanity's strength. What do your two races think? Just our demon race alone, with the interference of the Great Alliance, would have a hard time killing Luo Feng. If we three join forces, we'll have a much higher chance of killing him." The machine race's godfather and the insectoid queen fell silent for a moment. I agree. One after the other, the oval black sphere and the slim figure spoke at the same time. With our three races joining forces, we are naturally unstoppable. The silvery white snake leader laughed. In my opinion, each race should send out 3 universe lords. If the 3 parties work together, there will be 9 masters of the universe. 9 masters of the universe will arrive at the primitive planet from different vortex passageways and surround it. Even if the Hong Alliance resists, what can they do? 9 universe masters? You think too highly of Luo Feng. The bug race and the machine race were somewhat unwilling. In terms of a number of lords of the universe, the machine race and the bug race actually had very few. It was even fewer than the humans and demons. If we want to kill, we have to not give them any chances. Otherwise, if we send too few and let Luo Feng escape, when Luo Feng grows up, humanity will naturally become stronger. You should know, if it wasn't for that lunatic from the human race, our 3 races would have long been suppressed by the human race. Don't look down on humans. Their potential is terrifying. I can see from this Luo Feng that the madman from back then. The silver-white snakehead said, "It can't be. How can that be?" Thinking about that madman that had long been destroyed by the human race, the automaton god and the bug queen felt a chill. It was just that because he was too crazy, he destroyed himself. Think about it. How long has Luo Feng been training for? The silver-white snakehead said, "My bug race alliance will send 3. The silhouette said, "My automaton alliance will send 3. The oval black ball silhouette said. The upper echelons of the demon race, bug race, and automaton race swiftly came to an agreement, deciding on a plan to kill Luo Feng. With the 9 universe masters as the main force, along with the large amounts of universe knights and universe overlords from the 3 alliances as support, they would kill Luo Feng. And with the other strong powers of the 3 alliances as support, to defend against the Hong Alliance. In the air above the forest of the primal planet 02933, Luo Feng was flying swiftly. Following behind him was the white shuttle. Following, Luo Feng glanced behind. The demon race, automaton race, and bug race have all received the news long ago. With their efficiency, they've probably already made plans. However, how would you know my trump card? This battle to become famous will definitely be very exciting. Hua, hua, hua. Endless golden waves formed in mid-air, immediately covering a 30 million kilometers area, causing the white shuttle behind to be engulfed by the waves. The strong resistance caused the white shuttle's speed to decrease. 9C River. Tianhua lowered his head. The blood-red eye under his snow-white fur revealed a look of disdain. Trying to escape. Dream on. His god energy spread out and searched his surroundings. Rumble. However, the divine power he used to probe was directly blocked off by the barrier. Forbid me from searching? It's useless. I'm in a 9 desolate river, and you're controlling it. Once you're slightly further away from me, beyond 30 million kilometers, I'll exit the 9 desolate river and naturally be able to follow you. Supremacy Tianhua was confident in his victory and was not anxious at all. Time passed. The 9 desolate river continued to advance rapidly, and Supremacy Tianhua was also within it. After a while, why are you constantly maintaining it? You have so much god energy that you don't even know where to use it. Tianhua sneered, after which he was stunned. Not right. Space domain. Paragon Tianhua immediately unleashed his law domain. Rumble, clashing with the law domain within the 9C, The two domains clashed constantly. This made Tianhua feel that something was wrong. Why did Luo Feng keep stopping him, not allowing him to search clearly? There had to be a problem. Ha ha, Tianhua, you're really stupid. A powerful laugh resounded. Simultaneously, the golden river disappeared. In mid-air, there was a majestic golden-horned beast with 6 sharp horns floating in mid-air. Within the white shuttle, a snow-white furred head appeared, looking around and raging. Where's he? Where's Luo Feng? He left a long time ago. The golden-horned beast laughed. Damn golden-horned beast, you. How do you control the 9-sea river? Tianhua was both anxious and raging. Luo Feng and I are life and death friends. We've been exploring the primal star together. Only, I've been hiding within his world ring. Before, when he was flying in front, you were following behind. He's long since secretly placed the 9-sea river into his world ring, withdrawing his life imprint and letting me use it temporarily. The golden-horned beast laughed in mid-air. The 9-sea river's sudden appearance? That's because I'm controlling it. Luo Feng has long snuck away. By now, he's long gone. Bastard. Tianhua gritted his teeth. He finally remembered. Back then, Luo Feng earned the title of the pinnacle of the universe overlord. It was because he wantonly slaughtered the foreign warriors. Many of them said it was a black beast that killed him. Others said it was the black golden-horned beast that killed him. I actually forgot. He still had a golden-horned beast friend. Tianhua raged within. Haha, if you want to chase, hurry up and chase. Maybe you can even catch up to Luo Feng. The golden-horned beast laughed, casually flapping its wings and flying away. Tianhua cursed within. He was actually tricked by such a method. He was too careless. Teacher, Luo Feng has escaped. I lost him. Within the Demon Dream Ancestor Secret Region's virtual space, Tianhua could only report to the Dream Ancestor Demon. Lost him. This infuriated the 3 races who had just come up with the plan, but there was nothing they could do about it. They immediately modified the plan and ordered the experts of the Fey Race Alliance, the Insectoid Race Alliance, and the Mech Race Alliance to conduct a large-scale search on primitive planet number 02933. They also sent a total of 9 universe lords to primitive planet number 02933. Chase me? Luo Feng flew in mid-air, intentionally heading towards the same spot as the golden-horned beast, preparing to meet up. Tianhua underestimates me too much. Just the first method was enough to trick him. Luo Feng smiled. Just as Luo Feng was smiling happily, rumble, the land and skies went silent. An endless pressure immediately enveloped the entire planet. The 3 races had a total of 9 universe lords. The first universe lord had descended on this planet. The entire planet's warriors from the various powers all went silent. All of them were filled with fear and caution. They understood. The universe lord had descended. Luo Feng, you have to die. The voice was low and rumbling like the ground itself, resounding around Luo Feng. I wonder which universe lord it is. Luo Feng smiled. Bug Clan Alliance, Banfa leader. The voice resounded around Luo Feng. Luo Feng laughed softly. You want to kill me, just you? Ha ha. Luo Feng's laughter got louder and louder, not caring about the space around him at all. Luo Feng continued to fly in mid-air. However, he didn't intentionally meet up with the golden-horned beast. These are Luo Feng's coordinates. Surround him. Surround him. The demon race, bug race, and mech race alliance quickly sent messages and began to arrange for a large number of universe supremacies to head towards the coordinates. Even the experts of the 3 great races alliance on other primitive planets quickly rushed over. This time, it was the first time that the 3 great races alliance had gathered together for a big operation. The Great Alliance naturally received the news at the first moment, swiftly making arrangements. Rumble. After the Banfa leader descended on planet number 02933, about half an hour later, another universe lord descended. The moment they descended, they began to fight for control of space and time, causing the entire space of the planet to be in chaos. affecting each other, causing both sides to lose control of space and time. It's our Great Alliance's universe, Lord. Luo Feng immediately guessed. At this time, in the virtual universe, Luo Feng received his teacher Primal Chaos City leader's mail. Luo Feng, the dragon leader has already descended on your planet. This time, the devil race, the machinery race, and the insect race are doing their best to deal with you. The Hong Alliance can only try our best to interfere and disrupt their plans. Even if teacher arrives, he will be restrained by the three races. It is said that you have the combat strength of a lord of the universe. Do you have any confidence in dodging this? If the situation gets too troublesome, you'd rather self-destruct, understand? The Great Alliance wasn't worried, because they had long given Luo Feng the sole treasure afterimage. From their point of view, with Luo Feng's talent in cloning, he would at most lose a few treasures. Teacher, your disciple naturally has confidence. Luo Feng immediately replied. It's getting more and more exciting. The curtains have already been drawn. Let's begin. I wonder how this battle that will make me famous will turn out. Luo Feng's smile widened. This was the 8,000th update. He would update 5 chapters today. This update would last a full 4 days. Hence, Tomato couldn't stay up too late. Otherwise, it would affect tomorrow's update. Tomato went to sleep now. He would wake up tomorrow and continue writing. Right now, he had close to 10,000 votes. That meant, with the guaranteed 2 updates, Tomato would have at least 4 updates tomorrow. Tomorrow would naturally have many more monthly votes. 5 updates wouldn't be a problem. Anyway, the more the monthly votes, the more updates. Tomato definitely wouldn't miss a single update for everyone. Naturally, he would do it. Tomato went to sleep. I'll continue writing tomorrow. Monthly votes, I'll leave it to everyone. To be continued. If you like this work, you're welcome to come to Chidian. Come and vote. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1137. In mid-air, a few hundred million km away from Luo Feng, there were 3 universe knights from the Demon Alliance flying. Even though they weren't true demons, the moment Demon Ancestor Dream gave the order, they naturally obeyed. We shouldn't be far from that human Luo Feng. A short man with a blood-red beard said, according to the Demon Alliance's detailed information, we can discover the human at any time. Jia, Boya, we definitely can't be careless now. We have to observe carefully. The moment we discover him, we have to follow him. When that happens, the rewards from the Demon Alliance, Bug Alliance, and Automaton Alliance won't be small. We understand. The other 2 short men with big beards said. The 3 of them came from a strong race. Of course, they were only a part of the Demon Alliance. Big brother, our strength is far from that Luo Feng. The moment we meet him and accidentally enter his Ninming River region, we'll be dead. The black-bearded short man said. Hence we have to be careful and observe. Don't be stupid and get so close to him without knowing. We have to maintain a distance of at least 30 million kilometers from ground. And from high up in the sky, it's easy to see over 100 million kilometers. And the information is very clear. There aren't many other warriors in the entire area. As long as it's not one from the reports, then it could very well be that human Luo Feng. Understood. The 3-clan alliance was extremely cautious. When the Banfu leader descended earlier, he instantly controlled the space of the Primal Star. Naturally, he was very familiar with all the warriors on the Primal Star. He also memorized the information of all the warriors in the area around Luo Feng's location. The 3-clan alliance then passed the information to every member of the alliance who carried out the orders. As long as it wasn't one from the reports, they could very well be Luo Feng in disguise. Meeting a stranger, or a lone warrior from another race that had to be identified, they would rather kill by mistake than let him go. After all, even if it was by mistake, they would at most kill a few. In this 3-clan alliance, killing a few wasn't much. Anyway, they definitely couldn't let Luo Feng escape. Who? 3 beams of light tore through the sky. Look! The 3 bearded short men fiercely slowed down. Looking from afar, with a glance they could see the silver-armored, silver-winged, black-haired man in midair. Luo Feng didn't disguise himself like the information was worried about. He just openly revealed himself. It's human Luo Feng. We actually found Luo Feng. It really is him. The three big, bearded short brood looked at each other with a bit of excitement and nervousness. Even though they guessed that they would bump into each other, they didn't think that they would actually bump into each other. After all, Luo Feng is constantly changing his position. Jinya, Boya, this is a great opportunity. You must seize it. The blood-red, bearded man hurriedly sent a voice transmission. Let's be careful and stay far away from him. He won't be able to do anything to us. Even if we accidentally fall into the Nine Rampart River and are killed by him, the Tri-Race Alliance will eventually reverse space-time to revive us and compensate us. Yes. The other two bearded men also nodded. This time, there was a precise promise in the Alliance's command. If they died, they would definitely reverse time and space. As for the treasures that they had previously possessed, they would first be registered. Once they died, these treasures would also be returned. And the greater the contribution, the greater the final reward. It was because of this series of orders and promises that made the warriors of the Tri-Race Alliance put in so much effort. Watch him maintain a 50 million kilometers distance from him. The three of us will split into 3 directions. We definitely can't let him escape. We will be the first to discover him. This time, we have to earn a lot from this and gain a huge contribution. I've already begun reporting the news. The blood-red, bearded man ordered. His other 2 warriors nodded and flew apart, swiftly closing in on Luo Feng. The embodiments of the blood-red, bearded man's race's venerable clones were currently gathered in a small secret realm within their race. There was also a virtual space that enveloped this small secret realm, allowing these embodiments to rapidly transmit information to the upper echelons of the race, and from the upper echelons to the upper echelons of the Demon Alliance. We've already confirmed Luo Feng's coordinates. There are 3 Buhan race knights watching him. The other knights are immediately heading over. The moment the Demon, Automaton, and Bug Race Alliance received the news, they immediately began to transmit it to the various races of the Alliance. These races in turn transmitted it to every single warrior rushing over. For a time, the large number of universe supremacies, universe overlords, and even universe lords of the 3 races alliance that had participated in this operation were rapidly approaching the newly provided coordinates. Rumble, the golden waves surged and instantly covered a radius of 30 million kilometers. However, the 3 universe venerables of the Buhan race maintained a sufficient distance from them. Luo Feng stood on the waves and gazed into the distance. He shouted coldly, "Leave quickly, and I'll spare your lives." Haha, human Luo Feng, what are you talking about? Why would we need your mercy? We are a total of 10 million kilometers away from Nine Reed River. What do you do to us? You are strong. However, we are tens of millions of km away. Why would we be afraid of you? Human Luo Feng, your doomsday has arrived. Right now, all the warriors of our 3-race alliance are rushing towards you. No matter how you disguise yourself, it's useless. You definitely won't be able to escape our encirclement. I advise you not to flee. It's useless. Just give up. The 3 bearded knights laughed loudly. In the distance in mid-air, they seemed very confident. Luo Feng frowned as he watched. Being watched meant that his location would be exposed. Hence, the 3-race alliance could easily find out his location. This wasn't good for his plan. Looks like I can only use that move. I have to reveal some of it. Luo Feng thought. Luo Feng stood in place and looked at the distant 3 alien knights. His gaze was filled with pity. I originally didn't want to kill you 3. However, since you've been following me, don't blame me. Luo Feng stood there without moving. He just looked at the 3. This made the 3 bearded knights curious. Why didn't Luo Feng flee? Did he give up because he felt there was no hope? Who cares? If he doesn't flee, we can relax. Just as the 3 bearded knights were conversing, suddenly, Hua, at the edge of the golden wave, a silhouette suddenly flickered, following which it vanished and flashed again about 10,000 kilometers away. Shua, 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 shua. In an instant, over 100 silhouettes flickered and rapidly approached the three universe venerables, causing them to jump in fright. Teleportation? There's no way to teleport on the primal planet. No one could do it. Even the universe lords can't do it. Yes, natural ability, it must be a natural ability. Even the absolute warriors can't do it. For him to be able to do it, it must be a natural ability. The three bearded knights panicked and split up to flee. However, the Masha clansman used his extreme speed to unleash his natural ability domain. With his god energy, purity, consciousness, and willpower, he could teleport hundreds of times in a second, reaching a terrifying speed of millions of km per second. In just 3 seconds, the Masha clansman had already reached the side of a short black bearded man. His blade had already become a glaring gold light. The gold light was sharp and cold, extremely fast. The black bearded man waved the war hammer in his hand and a shield in his hand, attempting to block. Pung! Even though the Masha clansman's body was weaker than the golden horned beast's body and the earth body, it was still a universe knight that was 100 times stronger. It was definitely comparable to the blurry light lord, Zhongzhan knight, and other universe tyrants. Moreover, he had used the ultimate secret technique of the Lord of the Universe, Golden Light. One could say that the Masha clansman was as strong as the golden horned beast clone and his earth body before he broke through to the realm of the universe and killed the blur light lord in the night. One slash, rumble. The black bearded man's body trembled and was immediately destroyed. No, how is this possible? The other two fleeing knights were completely terrified. Just one slash and they were destroyed. The blood-red, bearded man began to report. He directly simulated the scene and said he can use a technique similar to teleportation. It should be a special technique of the Masha clansman and a few other unique life forms. And it's extremely strong. One slash can destroy a universe high-level knight. Shwa, 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 shwa. The Masha clansman flickered. In just 2 seconds, he killed another knight. 4 seconds later, the last universe venerable was killed. The battle was over. Close to 10 seconds later, 3 knights had fallen. None of them could resist at all. What a joke. The Masha clansman's current strength definitely wasn't any weaker than Purple Rain Knight. The Earth body dared to compete with the Universe Lords. The Masha clansman, too, dared to compete with the World Tree. Even the Blurry Light Lord, who was wearing a normal treasure armor, was killed in one slash. These high-level knights, without treasures, how could they escape from Luo Feng? Luo Feng kept his spoils of war. The Ninming River, too, vanished. 3 Race Alliance. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed coldly. The 3 Clan Alliance naturally received the report from the 3 Buhin clan knights before they died, especially with the footage. Along with Luo Feng's black flame spewing godly body from his previous missions, it made the Demon Clan, Automaton Clan, and Bug Clan deduce that Luo Feng had a natural talent cloning technique. That clone should be the Masha clansman. I can use the innate secret technique domain, and I have the innate secret technique duplication, which allows me to disguise as many identities. However, the Masha race was good at hiding, escaping, and assassinating. Their direct combat strength was not strong to begin with. To kill a high-level universe venerable with one blade? Could it be that he has really stepped into the level of the Lord of the Universe? This shocked the higher-ups of the Tri-Race Alliance. Today's first update was here. Yesterday, Tomato updated 5 chapters. Continue working hard today. Regarding the lack of updates the day before yesterday, Tomato had already said that he would definitely make up for it. It should be made up on Saturday. In short, with Tomato's continuous outbursts, there would definitely be updates. There would not be one less update. That was a promise. The more monthly votes there were, the more updates there would be. Now he was sprinting towards 11,000 votes. Brothers, Tomato will work hard to update. The monthly votes will depend on everyone. Asterisk, 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 to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1138. On the 02933 planet, the Demon Alliance, Automaton Alliance, and Bug Clan Alliance. These three superpowers allied to kill Luo Feng. With such a huge commotion, naturally it couldn't be hidden from the other powers. Like the North Border Alliance and Nine Regions Alliance, they all temporarily left the Storm Source region. At this time, the Bug Clan Alliance had a total of 2,102 knights on this planet. The Automaton Alliance had a total of 1,960 knights. The Demon Alliance itself had a lot of people, hence they had a total of 5,230 knights here. Their total number exceeded 9,000, and this was just the current number. At this time, there were still many knights rushing over from the other 10,081 planets, causing the number to continue to increase. At least right now, at least 1/5 of the knights from the 10,081 planets were gathered here, suspected to have the strength of a master of the universe. There's a Masha clansman. Hence, anyone not from the three-race alliance in the danger zone will be killed. An automaton warrior flying in mid-air sneered and shook his head. What a joke. For this Luo Feng, they actually made such a huge commotion. However, that's right, there aren't many non-three-race alliance members left in the danger zone. The danger zone referred to Luo Feng as the center, with a radius of 5 billion kilometers. The number of knights from the three-race alliance in the danger zone was gradually increasing. One had to know that every warrior could see over 100 million km away. Hence, the chances of Luo Feng being discovered greatly increased. Occasionally, he would be discovered. The three-race alliance, from the start of the hunt till now, who knows how many knights have fallen. Luckily, the upper echelon of the three-race alliance made a promise that if they died, they would definitely reverse time and space and return the registered treasures. Otherwise, who would be willing to risk their lives? Without so many knights, this hunt wouldn't even be possible. The automaton warrior, Qian Fan Knight, flew leisurely in the sky. He was an overlord-level being, and he had always been alone on the planet, leisurely flying. However, his eyes were constantly observing. He observed all the plants, lakes, and other traces in his surroundings. With the speed of his consciousness's calculation, he could naturally find anything suspicious. One had to know that the flora and fauna of the planet were all one. Even if they were destroyed, they could swiftly recover. If the Masha clansman turned into a rock and hid there, carefully sensing it, one would realize that this rock didn't fit in with the planet. After flying for a while, Qian Fan Knight's eyes gleamed. He looked at the distant silver light over 100 million km away. That silver light was the silver-armored, silver-winged, black-haired man, human Luo Feng. The knight immediately closed in, preparing to maintain a close distance with Luo Feng. After all the distance between them was too great, the moment Luo Feng charged into the forest or the wild grass, it would be hard for him to see him clearly. I've discovered Luo Feng. His latest coordinates are... Qian Fan Knight immediately reported to his clan. Immediately, the command center of the three-clan alliance had received Luo Feng's newest coordinates, adding another point to his movement map. They immediately sent orders for the over 9,000 universe venerables to head towards the latest coordinates. Half a minute later, a sharp and ice-cold golden saber light flashed past. Although Venerable Hidden Sail tried his best to resist, he was like an ant in front of a high-speed truck. Boom, the ice-cold saber brought with it a bone-piercing chill as it slashed his armor. The terrifying impact instantly reached the limit of a high-grade supreme treasure armor. Wang, his close to 10 tall body trembled and was completely destroyed. Even with my high-level armor, I can't even block a single blade from the Masha clansman. Is he really a universe lord? Luckily, I've placed my most important treasure back in my god country. Qian Fan Knight felt his body crumble. A thought flashed through his mind, and he fell into endless darkness. The Masha clansman kept the treasure in mid-air and said softly, Qian Fan Knight's most famous treasure, the hidden sail wings, is actually not with him. Killing the Knight, he only received a high-level armor and a normal treasure weapon, as well as the world ring. There was no legendary hidden sail wings. Even so, I still earned quite a bit. Killing a universe lord is more profitable than killing 10 universe high-level knights. Luo Feng stood on the surface of the Nanming River, waiting for the Masha clansmen to fly over. With a thought, he kept the Masha clansmen into his world ring, simultaneously retrieving the Blood Shadow blade the Masha clansmen used before. The Blood Shadow blade was a top-level treasure. Its power was extremely strong. Luo Feng had to exchange for this Blood Shadow blade with many of his treasures and treasures from the Blood Cloud Palace's treasure room to his race. Back then, Luo Feng needed 2 blades to kill Zhongzhan Knight, who was wearing a high-level armor. This Qian Fan Knight, too, was wearing a high-level armor, and his body was close to 10 m tall. It was even larger. If the Masha clansmen used the bow he blade, it would probably take tens to hundreds of blades. However, with the Blood Shadow blade's power, it caused the high-level armor's defense to drop drastically. Only then could it be killed in 1 blade. This is just a top-level treasure, Luo Feng thought. If it was a top-level treasure or an absolute treasure, just how powerful would it be? Generally speaking, only the lords of the universe would be able to use such a treasure. Even if the knights had them, normally only the pinnacle of the universe lords would have 1 or 2. the 16th universe lord, first universe lord, Luo Feng said softly. Keeping the Nanming River, he continued to swiftly flee. While fleeing, his earth body would occasionally fly, and the Masha clansman would use his natural ability domain to swiftly change his position, increasing the difficulty of the 3 race alliances' encirclement. And any knight he met, he showed no mercy, killing them all and taking the spoils of war. Luo Feng's kill count of the 3 clan alliances knights has already reached 115, and 3 universe overlords. Damn punk. Let him be proud and go crazy. Right now the danger zone is shrinking, and the chances of finding him has greatly increased. Ban Fu leader is also rushing over with his fastest speed. Before long, he'll arrive. His escape area is shrinking. Let him go crazy for the last time. The 10 upper echelon of the command center of the 3 clan alliance were all enraged. Luo Feng was simply too vicious, and his killing efficiency was too high. One had to know, the revival of these knights still depended on the universe lords. The 3 race alliances' knight count on this planet had already exceeded 10,000, and many of them had entered the danger zone, causing the 3 race alliances' knight count to increase greatly. Naturally, it was getting harder for Luo Feng to hide. His disguise was useless. Becoming a mountain rock, it was completely different from the primal planet. He could completely sense and discover them. Becoming another alien knight? Killing them all. Becoming a dead member of the 3 race alliance? One had to know that the high-level knights moved in groups, hence they could only disguise themselves as the universe lords. However, how many had Luo Feng killed so far? And the 3 race alliance already knew that those few had been killed by Luo Feng. Naturally, they would be easily seen through. As for the living 3 race alliances universe lords, Luo Feng hadn't seen them personally and had no way of replicating their energy. And the coordinates of the universe lords were always recorded by the command center. Luo Feng would be easily seen through. Anyway, there was nowhere to run. After flying in another direction, he would meet the 3 race alliances knights, and after killing them, he would quickly meet another one. The frequency of them discovering me is getting higher and higher. These knights maintain a huge distance from each other, making it hard for my Masha clansmen to chase after them. I met 4 before, and only killed 3, the last one escaped. Luo Feng's eyes glowed red. However, since you guys are so crazy and don't give me any leeway, then come on, kill. The more he killed, the more it triggered the bloodthirsty killing intent in his bones. 160, 180, 200, 240, 280, 320. Luo Feng had gone completely crazy. As the frequency of him meeting the knights increased, Luo Feng's killing speed of the 3 race alliance grew faster and faster. Every time he killed, he would definitely take all the spoils of war. This made the upper echelon of the three-race alliance even more furious. Human Luo Feng, after we kill you, you'll have to return everything you took. Ban Fu, how much longer until we reach Luo Feng? He's been changing his location, however, it won't be long. Let him struggle a little longer. Ban Fu leader was rushing towards Luo Feng with his fastest speed. He was the universe lord closest to Luo Feng. Right now, on the entire primal planet, there were already 4 universe lords from the three-race alliance that had descended. Only because of the dragon leader's interference, they couldn't control the space in a large area. In the sky above the endless ocean of the primal planet, a huge whirlpool pathway floated in mid-air. An incomparably majestic silhouette that was over 1,000,000 km tall stepped out of the pathway and appeared in mid-air. The huge mountain range body had a total of 8 heaven pillar-like claws, along with 4 thick long arms, and in the center of the entire body was a huge eye. He was the incomparably powerful being that the Demon Alliance spent countless benefits to recruit into the Demon Alliance, the Mountain Range Master. The Mountain Range Master was a special life form that was born when the universe was born. Even though a special life form was powerful, a special life form that could train to the universe lord level. That was the true power. Naturally, the large powers all fought to invite him, and when he was still at the universe lord level, he finally joined the Demon Alliance. Ha ha ha! The Mountain Range Master let out a heaven-shaking laugh. The endless ocean water began to tremble. Rumble, the endless black ocean water immediately engulfed the oceans, forests, deserts, swamps, wastelands. In an instant, it had completely engulfed the entire primal planet. It caused the entire primal planet to be engulfed in the Black Ocean. The Black Ocean's terrifying, binding energy was unbelievable. All the warriors, including Luo Feng, were engulfed. P.S. I've reached the 2nd chapter. I've already written half of the 3rd. I should be done by 9:30. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1139. His body was as burly as a mountain, and a huge dragon tail extended from the end of his spine. He raised his head and looked at the endless black sea around him. As he burned his divine power, the black sea was suppressed and couldn't get close to him. Fu Shanhai, Dragon Emperor said softly. Tongling Master is here too. Dragon Emperor's eyes were filled with worry. They actually sent Tongling Master. That punk is extremely difficult to deal with. Bug, Demon, and Automaton. All the Universe Lords sent by the 3 alliances are not normal. They're not normal Universe Lords. Looks like they're really going all out to deal with Luo Feng. Our great alliance has no choice now. Even if we go all out, even if the creator of the huge axe arrives, the 3 alliances can still send one of the strongest warriors to deal with him. When that time comes, they'll probably be even more fearless. Dragon Emperor sighed within. One-on-one, the Great Alliance wasn't afraid of any of the 3 alliances. However, now that the 3 alliances had joined forces, all the Hong Alliance could do was interfere and restrict them. If you want to blame someone, blame Luo Feng for rising up too quickly, scaring the 3 alliances, causing the 3 alliances that have always been competing to kill Luo Feng to come to an agreement. Dragon Emperor shook his head, looking at the distant danger zone. Luo Feng, you can only rely on yourself. What the Great Alliance can do is make sure your situation isn't too bad. No one knew Luo Feng's current situation, be it the 3 alliance or the Great Alliance, no one knew. To force me, to trap me, to make me an enemy, to mess with me, I'll kill them all. Those who block me, I'll kill them too. No one will be able to escape. Luo Feng looked calm on the surface, but his eyes were filled with bloodlust. Actually, when he was growing up as a child on Earth, because of the spiritual force crystal in his brain, Luo Feng often had headaches, causing him to have a sense of insanity in his bones. Back then, when he was forced by Li Wei to the point where blood splattered 5 steps away, this madness was fine at first, until he took over the body of the golden-horned beast The golden horned beast's nature was cold and bloodthirsty. The coldness in its bloodline naturally affected Luo Feng, causing his tendencies to get stronger and stronger. However, his willpower was extremely strong, hence he controlled it well. After becoming an undying, it had been a long time since he had been this reckless. Even though he had comprehended the heart of the beast god, he had only entered that state while he was in deep slumber. He had not truly begun to go on a killing spree. This was the first time after comprehending the heart of the beast god that he had been so crazy and his killing frequency was so high. At first, killing the first 100 venerables was considered slow, but the further he went, the faster his killing speed became. 100, 200, 400, 800, Luo Feng had already gone mad from the killing. He had completely entered the heart of the beast god state. Any life that appeared in his field of vision would be quickly determined as a target to be killed. A frenzied massacre. It was a killing frenzy. Super existences fell one after another. Not a single one of them could resist him. And in front of the Masha clansman's innate ability domain, it made it hard for the universe paragons to escape. Boom! The endless black seawater instantly drowned the endless wasteland and the sky. The powerful binding force was simply terrifying, causing Luo Feng to immediately wake up from his state of slaughter. He's awake. Luo Feng gazed at the endless seawater. Although it was called black seawater, it was actually a huge region formed from a high-density, special energy. It was just that it looked like water from the outside. Like the Nine Snow River and many other domain treasures, there were many that looked like water. What powerful binding force! Its power is terrifying. It's just that it's always hidden and not unleashed. The moment it unleashes its power, it's 10 to 100 times stronger than my Masha clansman's full-strength blade. This should be comparable to Teacher's 1,000 Treasure River. If I'm not wrong, this should be the Demon Alliance's Tongling leader's Fu Shan Ocean. Luo Feng thought. Before this mission, he had naturally gathered information. His authority in the virtual universe was that of an elite universe lord. He could indeed view the Bug Clan, Demon, and Automaton races' information on the universe lords. With just one look, it also allowed Luo Feng to understand more about the universe lords and understand how terrifying they were. However, Luo Feng still had full confidence in this battle that would make him famous. Human Luo Feng. A powerful voice resounded around Luo Feng. Are you the Tongling leader of the Demon Alliance? Luo Feng smiled. You can actually laugh. Ha ha ha, you really have guts. I'll tell you beforehand, the Banfu leader will be arriving soon. The powerful voice said. Luo Feng smiled. He turned and chose a direction to continue flying, breaking through the heavy black water, his speed soaring. You still dare to fly in my Fu Shan Ocean? The majestic voice was filled with rage. Immediately, the black sea water that was hiding its power suddenly exploded. Almost like water droplets from a neutron star formed waves that smashed into Luo Feng's body. However, Luo Feng continued to fly, unfazed by the attacks. HM, you were still worried that my Fu Shan Ocean's full power would kill you. Looks like you indeed have the ability to be proud. Immediately, the black water's power continued to rise. Even an elite universe lord wouldn't be able to last long under the full power of the Fu Shan Ocean. However, Luo Feng easily broke through the heavy water and flew into the distance. This made the Tongling leader on the other side of the primal planet extremely shocked. Don't tell me. This Luo Feng is really a universe lord. I have the pinnacle of treasures, the Calamity Armor. It can weaken all attacks to 1/100,000 th of its power. My god body is a full 90,000 kilometers tall. Just the defense alone. Even a universe lord pinnacle would have to expend a lot of effort to kill me. Just relying on the domain treasures? They can't even shake me. Luo Feng was very clear of his own capabilities. Treasure's armors, from normal to high level to the pinnacle, would normally weaken attacks to 1/10,000 th of a percent. The only difference was the limit. Only the pinnacle treasures that were extremely rare could weaken attacks to 1/100,000th of a percent. The Calamity armor, however, was weakened to 1/100,000th of a percent. Obviously, it was one of the top of the pinnacle treasures, and its limit was extremely high. At least the attacks of the Universe Lords would find it hard to reach the limit of the Calamity armor. Meaning, normally when fighting against a Universe Lord, the Calamity armor could weaken the attacks to 1/100,000th of a percent. Flame Emperor had the Calamity armor to protect his body and his original soul to protect his soul. He had nothing to fear, incomparably arrogant. Of course, Mountain Guest had a powerful treasure. It wasn't something he could defend against. Luo Feng can easily block my floating mountain ocean attack. He can even block my full power attack. This news was quickly relayed back to the Tri-Race Alliance's command center by Lord Tongling, causing all the Universe Lords there to jump in shock. There were two possibilities. 1. Luo Feng had broken through to the Universe Lord level. His body was extremely strong. 2nd, Luo Feng had an extremely heaven-defying protective treasure. Has Luo Feng really become a Universe Lord? Maybe he's lucky enough to acquire a powerful treasure. Treasures aren't that easy to acquire. A true, absolute treasure. Every one of them has its own history. It's not something that can be acquired with luck, unless it's bestowed by the upper echelons. Many of the Universe Lords of humanity all use the pinnacle armors. How did Luo Feng acquire one? Very soon, we'll know after the battle between Ban Fu Leader and him. The Bug Clan, Automaton Clan, and Demon Clan. The three alliances gradually discovered Luo Feng's unfathomable abilities. There were already some who suspected that Luo Feng had truly become a Universe Lord. Of course, there were many who didn't believe it. Luo Feng broke through the heavy black ocean and wantonly swam about, within one of his world rings. The Masha clansman was within. It's so satisfying killing to the point of insanity. Consecutively killing over 800 knights made Luo Feng feel an unprecedented joy. And he had a strong desire to create his own techniques. Within him was an extremely intense, killing intent that was ready to explode. He wanted to infuse this into his blade technique. When he unleashed the golden light, he felt that it was powerful enough. However, it wasn't crazy enough. Voila, the Masha clansman looked in midair. Countless amounts of God energy were activated and complicated engravings began to appear. Luo Feng was currently filled with that urge. No, it's not this feeling. No. Luo Feng was very clear. He could very logically rely on his solid foundations to create a Universe Lord level technique. But if he wanted to create the Lord of the Universe's mystic art, he needed inspiration and feeling. It was just like when he had just comprehended the heart of the beast god and naturally created the golden light. Not right. Right, it's like this. Luo Feng looked at the huge engravings in midair. Under his consciousness control, the huge engravings became even more complicated and intricate. That feeling of exhilaration grew stronger and stronger. The killing intent in his chest was completely infused within, almost as though he had returned to that endless killing state. Finally, the threads of the mysterious patterns were connected. Rumble. In the sky, the enormous and complete mysterious pattern diagram floated there, emitting a boundless pressure. It faintly carried a bloody, killing intent. It's done. Luo Feng's eyes gleamed. With a thought, he pointed in midair and swiftly formed another huge engravings. It was the Golden Light engravings. Two engravings, one on the left and one on the right, floating in mid-air. Both of them exuded boundless might, and it could be said that they were on par with each other. The left was filled with endless killing intent, and the right was filled with endless coldness. I've finally created the second Universe Lord's ultimate technique. Luo Feng smiled. After a long time, his origin law comprehension had already begun to study the Beast God level 6. only because of this crazy encirclement and slaughter, under the endless pressure and anticipation of the battle with the Universe Lord. He created this form in his slaughter mental state. This form will be called Bloodlight. Luo Feng immediately decided on the name. Endless black ocean water enveloped the land and skies. In the distance, a majestic silhouette broke through space and approached from a diagonal direction. Luo Feng. A voice resounded throughout the land and skies. Luo Feng turned and looked into the distance. He knew. The Banfu leader had arrived. P.S. This is 9,000 votes plus updates. Tomato continued to write the chapter with the 10,000 votes. Right now, he was only 100 votes away from the next 1,000. Another 100 votes, and Tomato would have to write 5 chapters today. Do you want Tomato to write 5 chapters? To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1140. Master Ban Fu. His skin was pure white, with glaring golden hair. His upper body was like a human's, his lower body was like a reptile's. His gaze was like the sun making one feel warm. His smile was like Mother Earth making one feel warm, making one unknowingly immersed in such a beautiful feeling. He's the human Luo Feng that even the 3 great clans want to kill. Master Ban Fu observed the distant human youth, dressed in silver armor and wings. Even under the pressure of the floating mountain ocean's endless water, he was still unaffected. He still remembered the orders the Bug Queen gave him before she came. Ban Fu, the main reason for killing Luo Feng is because of you. You are the absolute pinnacle in terms of hypnotism techniques among the Bug Clan Alliance, Demon Alliance, and Automaton Alliance. This Luo Feng's rise is too fast. His growth is too shocking. If we allow him to continue growing, he will become a huge threat to our Bug Clan Alliance. If he were to hide in the primal universe, we would have no way of dealing with him. Luckily, he has appeared on Primal Star. The Bug Clan, Demon Clan, and Automaton Clan. How could they not know? The moment Luo Feng self-destructed, all their efforts would be for naught. At most they would get some treasures. However, even if there was a possibility of it being for naught, they still had to work hard, because it was still a chance. If Luo Feng were to hide in the primal universe, then the 3 great clans wouldn't even have the chance to get rid of him. Right now, Luo Feng has appeared on Primal Star. It was already a rare opportunity. They had to grab it. This Luo Feng, rising so quickly, he must be extremely confident within. He can't possibly self-destruct without even fighting. If that's the case, why would he enter Primal Star? We have to make use of his pride, his confidence. Deal with him. Remember, the first goal is to control him with your soul. As long as you can control him, then this human genius will be gone. He can even be used by our Bug Clan Alliance. This will be the greatest success. If you can't do it, then we'll use our souls to kill him, causing as many bodies to perish. For a human to be this strong and grow so quickly, he must have had some extremely heaven-defying special encounters. And some special encounters, the moment one revives in time and space, he won't be able to have them again. The Bug Clan Empress was very clear on the mysteries of the universe. Some of the special encounters in the universe were indeed like that. Like the 9 manuals memories, only one person could receive them. The moment one dies, even if one revives in time and space, one wouldn't be able to bring back the 9 manuals memories. Like universe lords, the moment they die, they would die forever, unable to revive. Some extremely heaven-defying special encounters, too. The moment one dies, even time and space wouldn't be able to bring them back. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Luo Feng is Luo Feng. If we can't do that, then this operation will be a failure. That's our 3rd objective, which is to destroy this clone of his and bring back all of his treasures. Luo Moon, King Luo Feng, King God, and Luo Dragon, Luo King. Luo, in a virtual space that enveloped the monster race's dream ancestor mystic realm. Demon Clan, Luo Ban, Long, and Demon. The silvery white snake head was in the main seat. The entire demon race was divided into 2 major factions, Demon Ancestor Dreams faction and Demon Ancestorgens faction. Usually, those who gather here belong to Demon Ancestor Dreams faction. Usually, those gathered here were all Demon Clan members. Today, there was an additional Tong Mountain Lord. Master Ban Fu has already met with Luo Feng. Tong Mountain Lord said, "We await the good news from Master Ban Fu." The huge silver-white snakehead spoke. Many universe lords nodded. A threat had to be eradicated as soon as possible. One primal Chaos City leader had brought so much trouble to humanity's enemies. Many things the creator of the huge axe didn't even need to show up. The primal Chaos City leader would solve them. Another primal Chaos City leader? That was even more terrifying than 3 or 4 universe lords. Master Ban Fu looked at the distant Luo Feng and laughed. His voice was low, almost like the earth itself was shaking. "You can actually instantly break free of my influence. Your willpower seems strong." Compared to Master Ban Fu, there's still a gap. Luo Feng stood in the distance. "You're quite modest. In just a short period of time, over 800 universe supremacies from the 3 great alliances have fallen at your hands. Your methods have amazed me. However, with such strength, why do you need to slaughter those weaklings?" said Master of Ban Fu, seemingly in no hurry to attack at all. Luo Feng shook his head. "As long as they don't mess with me, I don't mind showing my mercy. However, all of them mess with me. They deserve to die." "Ha, they deserve to die." Master Ban Fu laughed. "That makes sense." Luo Feng was stunned, looking shocked at this Master Ban Fu. "Luo Feng, do you know which side I belong to?" Master Ban Fu smiled. "Bug Clan Alliance." Luo Feng said directly. He too was on guard, wondering what this Master Ban Fu was up to. "Wrong. I belong to the Northern Border Alliance." Master Ban Fu shook his head. "I've long secretly left the Bug Clan Alliance and joined the Northern Border Alliance. Today, my true reason for coming here is to invite you to bring your home planet's human bloodline to join the Northern Border Alliance. I know, Earth is a mysterious planet, nurturing the human bloodline, and the human race has taken over your home. As long as you're willing, the Northern Border Alliance is willing to help you take back Earth." Saying that, Master Ban Fu stopped. He looked silently at the distant Luo Feng. At this time, Luo Feng's gaze was gradually dimming. However, in a moment, "Get out!" Luo Feng gritted his teeth and roared. Rumble, the formless god energy, actually caused the surrounding black ocean water to tremble. Good, good, good. Respect." Luo Feng stared at Master Ban Fu, gritting his teeth and laughing coldly. Indeed worthy of being Ban Fu Master, proficient in illusion attacks. Conversing with me, he actually led me into the illusion unknowingly. I've finally witnessed the pinnacle of the universe Lord's illusionary techniques. That fast, even against a true universe Lord, they'd normally be affected by me for a moment. He's even faster than some universe Lords. This is troublesome. Master Ban Fu was shocked within. He had just entered and led Luo Feng into the illusion when Luo Feng detected him and swiftly broke through the illusion, repelling his god energy. Respect. Luo Feng grabbed the blood shadow blade on his back and immediately pulled it out, staring at Ban Fu Master. "Ban Fu Master, I'll let you see what I'm capable of." Rumble. Luo Feng immediately moved extremely fast. Hua hua hua. However, the surrounding black ocean water was incomparably turbulent, suppressing Luo Feng. Even with the Wu slaying wings, his speed was still greatly restricted. Ban Fu Master, however, retreated as fast as lightning. When Luo Feng was suppressed by the floating mountain ocean domain, Ban Fu Master was able to receive help. Empress, soul control failed. Ban Fu Master immediately reported. His willpower and consciousness are extremely strong and sturdy, comparable to a normal universe lord. I suspect he still has a soul-type treasure. As he reported, Ban Fu Master understood. He couldn't achieve his first goal. Then he could only rely on his second goal. Die. The master of Ban Fu looked at Luo Feng from afar. His eyes were incomparably resplendent. It was enough to steal one's soul. Suddenly his eyes seemed to become 2 blue crystals, A formless soul attack swiftly pierced into Luo Feng's mind. In his mind, there were two huge blue spirals madly revolving. Pung. As the two blue spirals clashed, occasionally blue crystals would form, directly piercing into Luo Feng's god energy. Chi. Luo Feng felt the life imprint within his god energy, as though his skin was being splashed with acid. The intense pain pierced through his soul. However, Luo Feng's expression didn't change. He had even survived the life and death inheritance. How could he fall so easily? After image, guard! Luo Feng roared within. The purple crystal, three-edged crystal in the center of his chest, immediately emitted countless origin law threads, connecting every part of his god energy, causing his life imprint to seem to be covered with a layer of armor. Simultaneously, peculiar beast roars resounded from the three-edged crystal, spreading throughout his body, swiftly weakening the pain. Simultaneously, Luo Feng swiftly controlled his god energy to madly attack the two huge blue spirals, wanting to completely expel them or even destroy them. Destroy! 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 Ban Fu Master was in the distance, staring at Luo Feng. The two blue crystal balls in his eyes constantly spun, sending formless attacks over. The first goal before has already failed. I don't believe that I can't even kill him with my soul. Fall for me. Ban Fu Master used all his strength. Soul destruction was completely different from physical destruction. After the soul was destroyed, only his life imprint would completely vanish. Luo Feng's body would remain, just that he would fall. Just like the master of Yin Mo planet. Rumble. There was an explosion before Luo Feng. You failed. Luo Feng stared at him. He had the armor and afterimage to defend. He didn't expect it to be so taxing on him. The demon, automaton, and bug race alliance's Ban Fu Master was indeed extremely strong in terms of hypnotism and soul attacks. It was a pity that to kill Luo Feng with his soul, it was far from enough. Ban Fu Master couldn't believe it. However, he could only report to the bug race queen. The second goal has failed. Luo Feng may have an extremely powerful soul treasure. His defense speed is too fast. I'm guessing that he may have an elite soul treasure. The strongest warriors of the bug race, automaton race, and demon race received the news. They were immediately enraged and unwilling. However, their rage was useless. Soul control, soul destruction, they had all failed. Ban Fu, execute the third goal, kill Luo Feng for me. He would take back all the treasures of the universe's venerables, as well as his own supreme treasures. To be able to get the elite soul treasures and many other treasures, this mission is worth it. The bug race queen ordered. Yes. This was the 10,000 votes. Brothers, you're amazing. You already have 11,000 votes. Tomato will continue writing the 5th chapter. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1141. Lord of Banfu stepped on the black seawater, his hands holding a green spear that was 10 times longer than his body. The tip of the spear had faint bloodstains, and it exuded an ancient aura and a bloody aura. Luo Feng, even if you're the universe lord, today will be the day you fall. The Banfu lord let out a low roar. His 4 claws stepped on the water and whistled as he rushed towards Luo Feng. The long spear in his hand pointed at Luo Feng. It seemed like a normal charge, but the entire space seemed to tremble. This was a technique infused with space and time. Come. Luo Feng too flapped his wings, and his body became a blur. The space and time around him became chaotic as he became a beam of light and rushed over. However, with the Fushan Ocean Domain suppression, Luo Feng's speed wasn't too fast. Hula. Banfu Lord wielded the spear with both hands, and it seemed like a normal stab. If a spectator was watching, they wouldn't be able to tell how powerful this stab was. Only Luo Feng, who was the target of the spear, felt as though the entire universe was pierced through by that spear. Its power was unbelievable. The primal planet's incomparably congealed space had a visible linear crack. A golden light flashed. It was sharp and cold. Dang! The blood shadow blade immediately clashed with the tip of the spear. The two's energies immediately clashed. Without a sound or presence, the surrounding 100 kilometers of black ocean water was immediately pushed away. The surrounding wasteland, too, immediately vanished. It was silent. What followed was a violent rumbling sound. Like a small car being rammed by a large truck, Luo foam was sent flying, and Banfa Lord's four hooves retreated a few steps before stopping. Universe Lord's ultimate technique. Banfa Lord looked at Luo foam. You can create the Universe Lord's ultimate technique. Yet why is your god body's genetic level still only 100 times? With the time to create the technique, the human race should have helped you raise your genetic level. Why ask so many questions? Luo Feng stopped in midair. He knew what Lord of Banfa meant. Normal life forms, such as humans, demons, insectoids, space behemoths, Masha race, and other life forms that could reproduce for generations, could only increase their genetic level by 100 times even if they used various methods. This was the limit. Many universe overlords had reached this stage. As for the lords of the universe, they were existences that transcended space-time. They were the masters of space-time. They were known as the masters of the universe. For sector lords, undying, and universe supremacies, 100 times was the limit. But for the lords of the universe, as existences that transcended space-time, they could exceed the limit of 100 times. They could use all sorts of methods to increase their gene levels. As their gene levels increased, their divine bodies would gradually become stronger. Even their bodies could gradually become larger. The shackles of body size and the level of one's genes disappeared when they became the Lord of the universe. They could get close to the legendary perfect gene level, 10,081 times. However, it was very difficult. Ordinary lords of the universe could only allow themselves to reach around 1,000 times. It was very difficult to reach 2,000 to 3,000 times, and it was even more difficult to reach 5,000 times and above. As for the legendary perfect gene, that was just a legend. If you're the Lord of the universe and have the time to create secret arts, you should first improve your divine body. Lord of Banfu sneered. Or perhaps you're a universe venerable whose genetic level is 10,000 times higher, and you've been bestowed with a heaven-defying innate secret art, the one you used just now. Whether or not I'm the Lord of the universe, you'll know soon enough. Luo Feng wielded the blood shadow blade and rushed forward again. Come. It doesn't matter if you're a heaven-defying Lord of the universe or a young Lord of the universe. Even though I'm an illusionary school, I can still kill you. Lord of Banfu's four hooves stepped on the ocean water. The space trembled as he rushed towards Luo Feng. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The two were like mad demons. Lord of Banfu would occasionally use soul attacks to affect Luo Feng at crucial moments, and occasionally use illusions to affect Luo Feng. Plus, his divine body's genetic level was close to 2,000 times, and his god energy purity was 20 times higher than Luo Feng's, along with his illusions and other techniques, and most importantly, the floating mountain sea domain suppressed Luo Feng. This put Luo Feng at a complete disadvantage. Pung! Luo Feng was tossed and turned in the ocean water. However, he quickly rushed forward again. The two used all their strength and techniques, killing each other. Lord of Banfu relied on the floating mountain sea domain to help him, along with his illusions and other techniques, especially with his god energy purity 20 times higher than Luo Feng's. He naturally had the upper hand. However, Luo Feng had the pinnacle treasures, the Calamity Armor, which reduced all attacks to 1/100,000th of a percent. Also, Lord of Banfu's body was only 100 kilometers long. Luo Feng's body was actually 90,000 kilometers long. The battle consumed very little energy. Universe Lord level battles were like this. Because their bodies were huge, their defenses were strong, and the difference in strength was usually only 1 or 2 levels, it was very hard to kill the opponent. Hence, It was very hard for a universe lord to fall, unless it was a real fight. Like Luo Feng and Banfa Lord, they fought time and again, madly burning their god energy. My god energy purity is higher than yours. I have a top-level armor. My body is over 100 kilometers long. I don't believe I can exhaust you to death. Even though it seemed laughable, this was the reason why universe lords found it hard to fall. Banfa Lord. Luo Feng once again flew away and floated in the black ocean water, roaring, "If you have the ability, get that Tong Ridge Lord to keep the floating mountain sea. 2 against 1, what's the point? This is to kill you, it's not a spar." Banfa Lord, however, laughed. Bastard. Luo Feng completely felt his weakness compared to Banfa Lord, and that was the difference in his god energy purity. His battle techniques were comparable. Rumble. Suddenly, a faint sound resounded, transmitting into Luo Feng and Banfa Lord's souls. Even all the knights and universe lords on the primal planet heard that sound. This made Dragon Lord on the other side of the primal planet laugh. Primal chaos. They've arrived. Thousand Treasure River. Luo Feng, who was fighting Banfa Lord, revealed a look of glee. Hua Hua. The space river covered the entire primal planet. Pung, pung, pung. Thousand Treasure River and Floating Mountain Sea began to clash on the primal planet. Just like back when Luo Feng fought Tian Tu's knight, the two domain treasures clashed. Both being top-level domain treasures, Thousand Treasure River and Floating Mountain Sea madly clashed again and again, each occupying half of the area. The center of the battle was Luo Feng and Banfa Lord. Haha, Tong Ridge Lord, you and Banfa Lord are teaming up to bully my disciple. Isn't that too embarrassing? Laughter resounded from Thousand Treasure River and into the Floating Mountain Sea region. Primal Chaos City Leader, this time the three races are working together. Do you think we only have this? Just this, and you want to help your disciple? Haha, let me tell you, even if I don't interfere, your disciple is dead for sure. Tong Ridge Lord's voice resounded throughout Thousand Treasure River. Luo Feng gritted his teeth as he looked at the distant Banfa Lord. The surroundings were filled with endless jade green lights. Or world. Luo Feng grit his teeth. This is the Bug Clan's Jade Field Lord or world. Just now, when the Primal Chaos City Master and, through Ridge Master's two domain treasures clashed, this Master of Banfa brought out Oro Realm. He actually also had a peak domain treasure, and he had been hiding it all this time. Humph. Banfa Lord laughed mockingly at Luo Feng. In this mission, I'll be in charge of killing you. How could I not have prepared well? It's just that I needed a soul attack at the start. I was afraid I'd use the or world to scare you and let you escape. Hence I waited till now. With the top-level domain treasure to help, when we fight, you'll be weaker while I'll be stronger. That way, you'll die even faster. I don't have time to waste with you. Very good. Luo Feng smiled. Very good, What are you laughing at? Banfa Lord felt something amiss. Banfa Lord, I'll let you have a taste of my strongest move after stepping into the universe Lord level. I've endured for so long, waiting for this moment, and right now it's about time. I reckon many of the knights from the three-race alliance have already entered the danger zone. Luo Feng smiled. What did you say? Banfa Lord's expression changed slightly, after which he laughed coldly. Whatever moves you have, don't waste time. Ha ha! Luo Feng looked at the endless jade green lights, along with his laughter. The entire sky and land immediately darkened. Countless gray energy currents madly surged. In an instant, the entire sky and land seemed to have entered another world. This was a chaotic world, filled with endless chaos energy currents. His strongest natural ability. I am a universe. The moment I am the universe was unleashed, its largest diameter could reach 10 billion kilometers. Within that 10 billion kilometers, it would form an oval-shaped miniature universe. Why is the sky dark? Before it was black ocean water. After that, it was an endless river. After that, there were countless jade green lights. Right now, even the sky is completely dark. Don't tell me this is the legendary chaos energy flow? the demon race, bug race, and automaton race in the danger zone. The large number of supremacies and universe overlords from the three alliances looked up curiously at the sky. The surroundings were still filled with the green light spots, but other than the green light spots, there was also the endless chaotic energy flow. Just the pressure produced by the chaotic energy flow caused them to hold their breaths. They felt that this chaotic energy flow could easily crush them. Luo Feng stood in mid-air, maintaining the 10 billion kilometers diameter miniature universe within it. He was the master. It's really powerful. Luo Feng closed his eyes, enjoying it immensely. Back when he killed Tianwu Knight, he was only an undying. Naturally, the miniature universe he unleashed wasn't too strong. Even killing the Mist Knight required large amounts of chaos energy to be crushed by the universe grinder. But now, Luo Feng's god energy was 100 times purer. The entire miniature universe was 100 times stronger. Just a little chaos energy flow could easily crush an upper-level knight. One had to know, Luo Feng's 90,000 kilometers long god body hadn't even used 1/10,000 each of it up till now. However, unleashing I Am the Universe consumed 10% of his god body every time, and it only lasted for 9 seconds. With so much god body consumption, one could imagine how terrifying this miniature universe was. 5 chapters completed. This was the 11,000 monthly votes added. Luo Feng's plans were beginning to be revealed. I've written too late tonight. Tomato won't be able to wake up tomorrow. I'll probably update later tomorrow. I'll push it back to 6 p.m. Asterisk. To be continued. If you like this work, you're welcome to come to Chidian. Come and vote. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1142. Compared to when he killed Tianhua back then, the miniature universe that was 2 whole levels stronger was able to completely wipe out the 3 Pinnacle Race Alliance's knights. This feeling of controlling the fates of thousands of knights made Luo Feng feel an unprecedented joy and excitement. I've been waiting for this moment. Luo Feng was extremely happy and crazy at this time. Back when the demon god charged into Purple Thorn Island to kill him, Luo Feng was indeed furious. However, very quickly he understood that this was the universe's law of strength. When he displayed his terrifying potential, the 3 Pinnacle races wanting to eliminate him was understandable. Then what he had to do was make the 3 Pinnacle races unwilling to mess with him, afraid that they would mess with him again. Just like how the 3 Pinnacle races didn't want to mess with the Primal Chaos City leader. How to do it? Back then, Luo Feng had formulated many plans for his rise to fame. The first plan was to simply kill the Pinnacle Overlord Tianhua, letting the trillions of races in the universe know that he, Luo Feng, had the strength of a universe lord. If the 3 Pinnacle races just gave up, that would naturally be a good thing. Luo Feng wouldn't cause a huge ruckus, and he would have enough prestige in the vast universe. However, if the 3 Pinnacle races really wanted to cause a huge ruckus, Luo Feng had many other plans. During the actual implementation, the worst situation occurred. Tianhua actually had the Flying Palace Treasure White Needle, allowing him to escape and follow Luo Feng. As he didn't truly kill Tianhua, naturally the shock wasn't enough, plus he followed Luo Feng. Naturally, the 3 Pinnacle races decided to use the opportunity to eliminate Luo Feng. Actually, with Luo Feng's Masha clansman's abilities, he could easily shake off Tianhua Knight, and when the 3 Pinnacle races' formations were still rough and crude, he could swiftly escape to the closest whirlpool pathway and escape. However, Luo Feng didn't do that. He allowed Tianhua to follow him. After a period of time, Luo Feng estimated that the 3 Pinnacle races had already reached a consensus and had begun to deploy their forces. Only then did Luo Feng begin to shake off Tianhua. After shaking off Tianhua, Luo Feng didn't use all his strength to flee. At the start, he only relied on his earth body to fly and dodge. He was very clear that the 3 Pinnacle races would definitely send many universe lords. After all, they were too weak to deal with him. When that happened, the Great Alliance would at least send universe lords to interfere. Hence, he could only rely on a large number of universe venerables to surround him and determine his whereabouts. At the start, Luo Feng didn't use the Masha clansman's domain. That was because he was afraid the three races wouldn't use it. After the large amounts of knights surrounded him, Luo Feng began his slaughter. The Masha clansman used its natural talent domain to be shockingly fast, causing the knights to have no way to escape. And the real result was indeed ruthless. Over 800 universe supremacies were killed. Of course, this was just the appetizer. The universe lord sent by the three-race alliance, Master Ban Fu, had finally arrived. Luo Feng welcomed him without fear. Actually, Luo Feng had long wanted a battle with the universe lord to test his abilities. With the calamity armor and Yu Xiang on him, the golden horned beast with the star pagoda, not to mention the universe lord, he was the strongest in the universe. Luo Feng had the confidence to survive. Fighting the Lord of Banfu was just a test of his abilities. What truly caused the three races alliance to feel heartache and regret? This was his strongest mystic technique, I am the universe. I am the universe had a diameter of 10 billion kilometers, and over half of the people surrounding Luo Feng on the primal planet had already entered this range. The current I am the universe was ridiculously powerful. Of his many techniques, probably only the Star Pagoda could surpass it. Killing the knights was simply a blink of an eye. At this point, the plan had just reached its climax. The majestic Dragon Emperor stood in mid-air. He had been working hard to control the space around him, interfering with the space that the other universe lords couldn't control. Although he couldn't control it, he could faintly sense an incomparably huge and terrifying aura in the distance. This aura shocked even him. Primal chaos, what's going on? What's going on? Dragon Emperor asked anxiously. Don't tell me the three races have some special techniques? He didn't know the situation. And the primal chaos city master, who controlled the Thousand Treasures River, was very clear that his Thousand Treasures River had already touched that huge miniature universe. This is... The primal chaos city leader was extremely shocked. It already has a trace of the primal universe. This kind of secret technique was probably the strongest secret technique of the master of the universe. Who used this secret technique? Could it be that Banfu has already comprehended the strongest secret technique of the master of the universe? The primal chaos city leader was extremely shocked. The techniques created by the universe lord were separated into the pinnacle and the ultimate. However, the ultimate techniques of the universe lord had different levels too. Some barely made it past the threshold of the ultimate level, while others reached the limits of the ultimate level. This was the universe lord's strongest technique. It represented a limit that a universe lord could reach. Those who could create such a mystic art were all famous lords of the universe. Like the primal chaos city leader, the 9 underworlds leader. If the Banfa leader can do it, then that's not good. The primal chaos city leader was frustrated. From the surface, he didn't even know who unleashed this miniature universe. This is... Lord Tongling was equally shocked. His floating mountain sea had also come into contact with this miniature universe, and he could sense the boundless might contained within it. The universe lord's strongest technique? The Tong Mountain leader immediately deduced. It was simple. If this technique could transform God energy into the most basic chaos energy, that would be the universe lord's limit. To surpass such a technique, only the universe's strongest could do it. Who created it? Luo Feng? Impossible. Banfu? Right, his mastery of the soul can be said to be at the pinnacle of the universe lords. It's not strange that he could create it. The Tong Mountain leader sighed. I didn't expect that even I couldn't create such a technique, yet Banfa beat me to it. The ultimate technique wasn't difficult for the universe lords. As long as they spent enough time, they could achieve it. However, the ultimate limit, the legendary universe lord's strongest technique, was something most universe lords couldn't even create. Primitive Planet 02933. The miniature universe suddenly appeared. Outside the miniature universe, the city master of primal chaos, the Dragon Master, the Mountain Master, and some other masters of the universe did not know who cast it. Many even believed that it was Master of Banfu who cast it. However, within the miniature universe, Banfu, you actually created the strongest technique? A towering beast with 6 thick claws and a long nose noticed the endless chaotic airflow around it. It was startled at first, then it immediately let out a sound. The sound echoed in the Oro realm of the turquoise light spots. Ha ha! Congratulations, Banfu. A humanoid lord of the universe with black scales on his head and 3 eyes that glowed with a dark red light spoke up as well. This time, the 3 races sent a total of 9 universe lords. The other 6 universe lords were scattered in different directions. Banfu Lord and Luo Feng were engaged in battle. Simultaneously, the other 2 universe lords rushed into the danger zone. Suddenly, this isn't a secret technique that I used. It's Luo Feng. It's the human Luo Feng. An incomparably furious voice swiftly resounded around the 2 universe lords. What? The 2 universe lords were completely dumbfounded. How is that possible? Quickly, work with me to break this technique. The strongest technique is extremely powerful. Even my top-level domain treasures can't break it. Banfu leader urged anxiously. All right, together. They didn't have time to be shocked that Luo Feng was the one who unleashed it. The other 2 universe lords immediately understood that things weren't looking good. Such a huge miniature universe, the amount of knights within would definitely be many. The moment they were killed, to reverse time and space and revive so many of them, even the 3 universe lords of the Alliance would be heavily injured. The moment Luo Feng's miniature universe formed, Banfu leader immediately knew something was amiss. He controlled his top-level domain treasure Oro world to attack the entire miniature universe. However, this was formed from Luo Feng's huge body's large amounts of god energy through the complicated miniature universe engravings. His stability was unbelievable. Luo Feng, don't be rash. As Banfu leader attacked, he communicated to the distant Luo Feng. There are a total of over 6,000 knights here. These are the 3 Great Alliance's knights, not just our Bug Clan Alliance. There are many more races involved. If you kill them, you'll incur the wrath of many races. The amount of god energy used to revive the bodies of over 6,000 knights is astronomical. The price to revive them is terrifyingly high. If you do that, the consequences will be dire. The 3 Great Alliance will definitely go crazy. Banfu leader was panicking. The treasures of over 6,000 knights were important, but their lives were important too. These were all high-level knights, and even some universe overlords. Reviving an autarch of the universe required the strongest experts of the universe, and reviving 1 or 2 high-level venerables of the universe was a very difficult task, even for an ordinary universe lord. If it was 10 or 100, only the extremely powerful and heaven-defying universe lords would be able to do it. Reviving over 6,000? My God! The strongest warriors of the 3 Great Alliance, universe lords all working together, all heavily injured, couldn't possibly revive them all. And to rely on the universe lord's own recovery abilities to slowly reverse space and revive over 6,000, how long would that take? If they paid a huge price to allow the universe lord to constantly recover and revive, that price would be ridiculously high. Compared to the price of reviving, these high-level knights mostly used sets of treasures and a few treasures. Adding them all together, they could barely compare to a pinnacle domain treasure, far less terrifying than the price of reviving. Offend the 3 Great Alliances? They'll go crazy? Ha ha ha, trying to kill me time and time again, destroying my soul, making me unable to revive forever. And they still want to negotiate with me? Floating in mid-air, Luo Feng's eyes gleamed coldly and crazily, simultaneously his hands pressed downwards. All of you die. Rumble, the entire miniature universe's endless chaos energy, was like a huge steel plate, pressing downwards. The countless jade green lights were hard to defend against. No! The over 6,000 universe paragons from the bug race, demon race, and automaton races looked at the sky and cried out in shock. Following the loud, rumbling sounds, it was as though the entire miniature universe was shaking, as though a huge steel plate had crushed thousands of flies into meat paste. One by one, the universe paragons were annihilated. Even their treasures were crushed. P.S. The explosion is continuing. If you enjoyed it, please buy your monthly tickets. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come Achidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1143. The other two universe lords within the miniaturized cosmos were just about to fly towards the end of the miniaturized cosmos to destroy it. However, just as they were about to fly, the entire miniaturized cosmos origin source activated. The boundless primal chaos air currents rumbled and crushed down, killing over 6,000 universe supremacies. The six-hooved, long-nosed beast and the three-eyed man. These two universe lords were completely shocked. They knew that this matter had gotten out of hand. Banful Lord's eyes stared wide. His eyes burned with flames as he stared angrily at Luo Feng. How dare you? Ha ha ha, of course I'm not. You've all angered me and wanted to kill me. Why would I hold back? If they dare to kill me, I dare to kill you too. Luo Feng roared fiercely. Within the vast miniature universe, endless chaos energy madly surged towards Luo Feng. Hua hua hua. Luo Feng's body immediately expanded to over 1,000 kilometers. The blood shadow blade in his hand, too, was a few hundred km long. The chaos energy surged into the blade and infused within. In an instant, the surroundings of the blade became a blurry, huge blade silhouette. Receive my blade. Luo Feng roared. Kill me? Arrogant. Banfu Lord wielded his long spear and roared as he rushed forward. Banfu Lord's spear carried the power of the Russian world. It affected space and time. Luo Feng's blade even carried the support of the miniature universe's origin laws, using the ultimate golden light technique to activate it. Rumble. The moment the two collided, the powerful might caused the surroundings to instantly turn into a vacuum of nothingness. Regardless of whether it was the chaotic air currents or the green spots of light from the Oro realm, everything was blocked out. Even the flow of spatial particles was swept away. Banfalord's four hooves retreated rapidly. Luo Feng only retreated 2 steps. Ha ha! Luo Feng rushed forward again. What? Banfalord stared wide-eyed. He didn't expect to be at a disadvantage. Rumble, rumble, rumble. At Lord of Banfu's level, the exchange of blows was extremely fast. They clashed again and again, and in just 3 seconds, they had exchanged dozens of blows. Each time, Lord of Banfu was suppressed. When the two of them collided for the last time, the entire miniaturized universe instantly dissipated, along with the chaotic air currents. Haha, Master Banfu, I can't do anything to you, and there's no point in continuing to fight with you. I'll be leaving first. Luo Feng used the last exchange to swiftly flap his 4 wings, becoming a beam of light and swiftly flying into the distance. Simultaneously, his voice resounded throughout the land and skies. You want to escape? Banfu Lord roared, becoming a beam of light and swiftly chasing. Simultaneously, the Russian realm madly tried to stop Luo Feng. However, the Russian world may have been able to easily kill a universe tyrant, but Luo Feng's killing Wu Yu's wings broke through countless jade light obstructions, allowing his speed to continue soaring. Even though it was very slow, when Lord of Banfu was about 10,000 kilometers away from him, he still reached light speed and continued to fly. The two of them were tens of thousands of kilometers apart, flying one after the other. This time Luo Feng unleashed his miniature universe, controlling the endless chaos energy to kill over 6,000 knights. The entire process of accumulating, mobilizing, and crushing took a total of 6 seconds. During this time, Luo Feng was also conversing with Banful Lord. The battle lasted for 3 seconds. When the entire miniature universe lasted for 9 seconds, Luo Feng swiftly cut off the god energy supply, causing the miniature universe to automatically dissipate. Every time he unleashed it, it took at least 9 seconds. This was the shortest amount of time. In just a short while, Luo Feng's god body had been depleted by 10%. It's a pity that after the 6,000 knights died, they were too far away. Their treasures were too hard for me to retrieve. Luo Feng muttered to himself as he flew, not without a sense of pride. Of course he was proud, because this battle was destined to become an unforgettable, shocking event in the history of the universe, causing over 6,000 knights, at least high level, to die at once. This was extremely rare, even in the history of the countless powers in the universe. It was enough to shake the entire universe. And something as peculiar as Luo Feng's incident had never happened before. Over 6,000 knights coming to surround Luo Feng and getting wiped out in one fell swoop. This indeed had never happened before. Like the large-scale battles in the history of the universe, they were usually battles between the large powers of the universe, after which an absolute being would kill his way into the enemy's base and carry out a large-scale massacre, etc. Luo Feng swiftly flew, glancing behind and communicating, "Banfa Lord, you can't do anything to me. Why are you still chasing?" "Bastard." Banfa Lord was behind, unwilling to give up. This matter had gotten out of hand. This wasn't a large-scale battle that involved the annihilation of the entire race. Just one operation to surround and kill Luo Feng actually caused the 3 great races to suffer such a huge loss. And the one responsible for killing Luo Feng, Banfa Lord, was naturally filled with rage. Thousand Treasure River. Luo Feng continued to fly towards the distant Thousand Treasure River. One had to know that the clashes between Thousand Treasure River and Fushan Hai were based on the battle between Luo Feng and Banfa Lord. Luo Feng very quickly flew into the Thousand Treasure River domain. Ha! Luo Feng was in Thousand Treasure River, turning back to look at Banfa Lord, who had already stopped. "Why aren't you chasing?" "Luo Feng, don't get cocky." Banfa Lord's voice was low and filled with rage. "I admire your strength. You are powerful, actually able to create the strongest technique. However, this matter won't end so easily. Killing over 6,000 high-level sages from the 3 alliances, how could the 3 alliances not go crazy?" "Then I'll wait." Luo Feng smiled. "You won't be able to handle it." Banfa Lord stared at Luo Feng. "Ah, is that so?" Luo Feng smiled, turning and flying towards the depths of Thousand Treasure River. "Umph." Lord Banfu immediately turned around and flew back. At the same time, he controlled the Oro realm to sweep up the treasures left behind by the 6,000-plus dead universe supremacies, causing them to fly towards him. However, no matter how fast the treasures flew, they couldn't exceed 300,000 kilometers per second, and these treasures were scattered everywhere. There were many that were billions of km away from him. It would take a long time to reach. When the Primal Chaos City leader saw the miniature universe earlier, he immediately felt something was amiss. Banfa Lord created the strongest technique. Not good. Luo Feng is in deep trouble this time. However, since he's forced to this point, it seems like the soul control and soul infiltration failed. However, with the death of his body, the treasures will be lost. He's out. The Primal Chaos City leader suddenly realized the miniature universe had dispersed and Luo Feng was flying towards him. Even though, due to the obstruction of the Russian world, Thousand Treasure River was unable to scan the treasures left behind by the dead knights. However, after Luo Feng flew into the river, Banfa Lord's furious roar echoed throughout the river. The Primal Chaos City leader naturally knew about it. The content of the roar was, "I admire your strength. You are powerful, actually being able to create the strongest technique. However, this matter won't end so easily." Killing over 6,000 high-level knights from the 3 great alliances, how could the 3 great alliances not go crazy? The Primal Chaos City leader was truly shocked. Luo Feng. Within Thousand Treasure River, a voice resounded in his ears. "Teacher," Luo Feng said, "that Universe Lord's strongest technique, was unleashed by you. Yes, Luo Feng immediately admitted. You killed over 6,000 universe supremacies? Yes, I killed them all. Don't leave a single one alive. Luo Feng said. The primal Chaos City leader was silent. Luo Feng could unleash the universe lord's strongest technique. Luo Feng had killed over 6,000 knights at once, with the lowest being an upper-level knight. These two pieces of news, even a being like the primal Chaos City leader was stunned, finding it hard to comprehend, wondering how such a thing could happen. Miracle. In the universe, indeed anything can happen. The primal Chaos City leader muttered to himself, after which he communicated, Luo Feng, from now on, you are a universe lord. Your disciple doesn't dare lie to teacher. Actually, your disciple hasn't truly become a universe lord yet. Luo Feng said, hiding it. He had to hide it from the other races and outsiders. Like his teacher, there was no need to hide it, and his teacher understood him deeply. He should be able to see through it. If I say you're a universe lord, then you're a universe lord. Right now, what's the difference between you and a true universe lord? Even if you cross that threshold in the future, it'll just make your body a little stronger, adding another ability to control time and space. That's all. The primal Chaos City leader said, stepping into the universe lord level won't increase your strength by much anymore. Luo Feng understood what his teacher meant. When other warriors stepped into the universe lord level, 1, their body would rise, 2, their comprehension of the laws would rise, allowing them to create stronger techniques. Their techniques would also rise by 2 to 3 levels. Overall, their battle strength would naturally be much stronger than when they were universe lords. However, Luo Feng was different. Luo Feng's techniques had already reached the peak of a universe lord level, the strongest technique. Even when he stepped into the universe lord level, only his god energy would be purer. His control of time and space wouldn't be of much help in a battle against the universe lord. Empress, Luo Feng unleashed the universe lord's strongest technique. Its power is overwhelming, forming a huge world with a diameter of over 10 billion kilometers, immediately causing the 6,000 overnights within that area to fall. Even though Banful Lord was having a headache, he still sent the news to the Bug Empress. Actually, he didn't even need to send a message. Many of the Knights' clones were destroyed simultaneously. A total of over 6,000 of the Knights from the 3 Great Alliances were destroyed. This had already caused many races in the 3 Great Alliances to rage, panic, and roar. This shocked the upper echelon of the 3 Great Alliances. The universe lords of the 3 Great Alliances all roared with rage. If Luo Feng doesn't die, will our 3 Great Alliances still have any face? This is a scandal of our 3 Great Alliances. Kill Luo Feng, we have to kill him. How do we kill him? Who will do it? Do we think the Great Alliance is stupid? The universe lords argued endlessly. All of them felt humiliated. The other powers of the universe would treat the 3 Great Alliances as a joke, and Luo Feng would step on them and become famous in the universe. This was something the universe lords of the 3 Great Alliances couldn't tolerate. The 2 strongest experts of the demon race, Demon Ancestor Dream and Demon Ancestor Jun, the queen of the Zerg race, and the godfather of the automaton race, gathered under such circumstances to discuss this matter seriously. P.S. Chapter 2 has arrived. Tomato will continue writing the 3rd chapter. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1144. This ancient and silent space seemed to be frozen. It was incredibly stifling, for thoughts formed into 4 huge silhouettes, each in 3 different directions, of which the huge silver-white snake head and a sawtooth armored beast were in the same direction. The silhouette was in another direction. The huge oval black ball silhouette was in another direction. Everyone knows the situation. The silhouette of the Bug Clan Queen's voice was as gentle as ever, filled with endless charm. Luo Feng unleashed the universe lord's strongest technique, forming a miniature universe, instantly causing over 6,000 knights to fall within it, and forcing Banful Lord to retreat. escaping back to his teacher, the primal Chaos City Lord's thousand treasure river domain. Queen, Banful Lord was chosen by you. The black ball silhouette raged. An ancient voice came out of the sawtooth-shelled alien beast's mouth. Insectoid Queen, this matter was carried out by your Insectoid Alliance's Lord of Banfu. In the end, it's your Insectoid race that has to bear more responsibility. You all agreed to. The Bug Queen's voice was cold. What's more, Luophone was able to unleash the Universe Lord's strongest technique. Which one of you could have expected that? It was completely unexpected. Even if your Demon Alliance or Automaton Alliance sent Universe Lords, could they have done better? The two demon ancestors and automaton god, Father, naturally understood this logic. However, the losses were still huge. Even though some of the 6,000 knights had clones, they were after all very few. Along with the 800 Luophone killed earlier, adding it all up, the number of knights that needed to be revived was about 7,000, and they were all at least high-level knights. This was a terrifying number. This involved the distribution of responsibilities. Which of the three sides had to shoulder more? Hence, right from the start, the demon and automaton race had already mentioned that Banfu Lord wasn't able to carry out the task well, obviously to prepare for more requests later on. Oomph. The Bug Queen snorted coldly. Our three sides, each have their own knights. Come and revive. Don't even think of making our Bug Clan Alliance take more responsibility. Queen. The huge silver-white snake head spoke. For this mission, our Demon Alliance has sent the most number of universe supremacies. On that primitive planet, our Demon Alliance has more than half of our universe supremacies. More than half of the universe paragons that died were from our Demon Alliance. In the operation, we contributed the most, but now we have to bear the most responsibility? This is not fair. I didn't force the demon race to send so many universe supremacies, said the insect race queen. You all volunteered. You naturally have to bear the responsibility for the deaths of so many. Moreover, we said at that time, the fallen universe supremacies will naturally be borne by their respective alliances. Previously, no one had expected that so many universe venerables would die. They even thought that the number of knights that died would be very few. Only after Luo Feng's Masha clansmen appeared did the three alliances realize they had miscalculated. However, this was still within an acceptable range. However, the final great extinction caused the three great alliances to feel heartache. The three parties argued. Even someone as noble as the strongest expert in the universe would not easily lower his head when it came to the interests of his race. This was because the benefits involved this time were extremely huge. Reviving a high-level venerable would cause a universe lord to be heavily injured. Only those with extraordinary talent, such as the World Tree, the Mountain Giant, and other lords of the universe with extremely large divine bodies, could revive more. The number of revived venerables had nothing to do with strength. It was related to the divine body. The more resistant they were, the more they revived. However, there were after all too many this time, about 7,000 of them. Just those fallen universe overlords alone made the four strongest experts of the universe feel immense pressure. And how many universe lords did the three great alliances have in total? With all the strong heavily injured, there was no way to revive so many venerables. From what I see, the black ball silhouette said, there's no need to argue. Our three alliances will go invite the 9 underworld lord. Let the lord of the netherworld come back to life. His sea of the netherworld was comparable to a supreme treasure. It can definitely revive 7,000 venerables. The more they revive, the stronger the universe punishment. The silver snakehead said, with the 9 underworld lord's ability, his 9 underworld ocean can indeed withstand the terrifying punishment. However, most of the 7,000 venerables have never been to the 9 underworld ocean. The 9 underworld lord has to come to our 3 alliances to revive. However, the 9 underworld ocean can't be moved. Just the 9 underworld lord's split body. At the start, one of his bodies could revive a universe venerable. Even if he teleported one body over each time, towards the end, the punishment would be even stronger. One of his bodies might not even be able to withstand the punishment. He wouldn't even be able to revive a universe venerable. The three alliances went silent once more. Reversing space-time to revive experts would be punished by the universe's laws. This was going against the universe's laws. Going against it once, twice, thrice, going against it too many times would be provoking the universe's origin. The punishment would also become heavier. Of course, the 9 underworld ocean was boundless and could definitely withstand it. However, the 9 underworld ocean couldn't be moved. Asking all the universe lords from our 3 alliances to revive is impossible. The black ball silhouette said, "This will cause our 3 alliances to be unprecedentedly weak. And if we don't revive or delay it, that won't do either. Since we've made a promise, we have to carry it out. From what I see, we should invite those special life-form universe lords with huge bodies." The black ball said, "Our 3 alliances have quite a few of them. Like the Northern Border Alliance and Ancestral God Sect, there are many of them. If we invite them, each of them can revive up to 100 knights or even more. After we revive the universe lords, we can probably revive a few more knights too." The strongest of the universe swiftly discussed. Their consciousness revolved at shocking speeds, swiftly coming up with a detailed plan. This was already the plan with the lowest cost. The 3 alliances would share it equally. Every alliance would lose a pinnacle domain treasure. This made the 4 strongest of the universe feel heartache. The revival plan has been decided. Let's talk about that Luo Feng. The black ball silhouette said, "Luo Feng, we have to kill him." The Bug Clan Empress said, "He has a natural body technique and is extremely strong. Even the universe lords can't do anything to him unless we act. However, there are only 4 of us. Do we have to all act? That would be a joke. And if we act alone, just one of us, how can we catch up to him on Primal Star?" The sawtooth armored beast's voice was ancient. "However, I agree with your point of view. This time, our 3 alliances plan has failed and we've suffered a huge loss. If we just end it like this, then our 3 alliances will become the laughingstock of the entire universe. Even if we kill a body, we have to kill his other body to end it, right?" The huge silver snakehead spoke. "Kill his doppelgangers and take away his treasures. Otherwise, if we let him leave arrogantly, we'll be laughed at even more." The black ball silhouette said, "Luo Feng has the Masha clansman. His speed is extremely fast. We're afraid we won't make in time." The ancient voice said, "Even if he escapes Primal Star." The Bug Clan Empress said coldly. However, her voice was still filled with charm. "We'll continue to chase and kill him. We have to kill him at least once and take his treasure. That way, we can barely make up for the humiliation of his failure." These 4 high and mighty existences understood. At the moment Luo Feng killed over 6,000 knights, it was destined that the 3 great alliances had lost their face. Even if they could kill one of his bodies, it would still be a loss of face. However, if they didn't kill his body and allowed him to slap the 3 alliances in the face, they would still be able to get away with it. That would be even more shameful, and they would become laughingstocks. Let the other universe lords chase after his tracks. It's best if they can tie him down. Dream Tea, you do it. All right. Asterisk, 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 Primal Star 02933. Within the Thousand Treasure River domain, a blurry Primal Chaos City leader silhouette appeared before Luo Feng. Of course, the real Primal Chaos City leader was 30 billion kilometers away from Luo Feng. "Teacher, you're sending me to my death?" Luo Feng was shocked. "You've done well this time. Our great alliance is cheering for you. If Teacher was in the same situation as you, I'd do the same." The Primal Chaos City leader silhouette said, "Even though you've done it, the 3 alliances were in the wrong. They want to kill you first. Hence, even if you did it, they wouldn't be able to do anything." Luo Feng nodded. Between the superpowers, the universe lords usually forbade massacres. If they did, it would be a provocation to the other side. Even causing a war would be normal. However, this time, the 3 alliances wanted to kill Luo Feng. However, they fell at his hands. Naturally, it wouldn't cause a war. Even if they can't do anything, they still have to protect their face. The three superpowers have suffered so much at your hands. If they don't make a sound and take it, they'll be laughed at by the entire universe. The primal Chaos City leader Silhouette said, "They'll definitely make a move. Even the strongest warrior of the universe would descend." Luo Feng thought within. They have to protect their face. Hence, they have to kill you, even if it's just one of your clansmen. The primal Chaos City leader said, "Leave the treasures with the other clansmen. Send any one of them, like your Masha clansman, and send it to its death. It's just a Masha clansman without any treasures. It'll just use up a bit of your god energy. Then the three alliances will use this chance to publicly kill you. It'll be considered as an end to this matter, saving some face. What do you think?" The primal Chaos City leader looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng thought quietly. He wasn't a fool. If he didn't have a series of plans beforehand, he would have nodded. After all, the Masha clansman dying at the hands of the strongest warrior of the universe wasn't too shameful. However, with this, his other blood cloud plan couldn't be executed. "Teacher, I won't tangle with them. However, I'm not willing to send myself to my death," Luo Feng said directly. "Teacher, you know my capabilities. I can easily escape from the Primal Star. Even if you escape from the Primal Star, they'll continue to chase and kill you," the primal Chaos City leader said. "Use the Masha clansman to die, and we'll end this matter. P.S. This is 12,000 votes. Tomato, go write the next chapter. To be continued. If you like this work, please come Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation." Chapter 1145. The primal Chaos City leader Silhouette from Thousand Treasure River smiled. "They can easily kill you. Of course they know you're sending yourself to your death. However, all they want is face. You're a newly risen individual. Lowering your head to the three great powers, it's nothing. And this time over 6,000 knights were killed at once. It's enough to shock the entire universe. Your name has spread far and wide. No warrior dares to look down on you, including the strongest in the universe." Luo Feng nodded. Even the opposing three great alliances, even if they wanted to kill him, they had to admit they didn't dare look down on him. "Teacher, letting my Masha clansmen escape is equivalent to letting them kill me." Luo Feng shook his head. "Sending myself to my death, I don't like it. Even if they want to kill me in the future, they'll have to rely on their own strength to do so. Since you've decided to do so, Teacher won't stop you. Only the grudge between you and the three great alliances will only grow. What's there to be afraid of?" Luo Feng smiled, his smile filled with absolute confidence. He, Luo Feng, stood tall in the universe, relying on himself. Naturally, he didn't fear any warrior. "All right," the primal Chaos City leader Silhouette nodded. "Whatever needs to be done, just do it." "Yes." Luo Feng smiled, immediately letting the Masha clansman out, his earth body entering the world ring. Shwa shwa shwa. Masha Luo Feng's silhouette flickered constantly. Within Thousand Treasure River's domain, he wasn't affected at all. Every second, he maintained a speed of millions of km. Within a minute or two, he reached the nearest whirlpool pathway. One had to know there were a total of 10,081 whirlpools on a primal planet. Every whirlpool pathway was about 1 billion kilometers apart. "Time to go." Luo Feng immediately entered the whirlpool pathway and arrived at another primal planet, number 08293. Haha. Masha Luo Feng once again unleashed his natural ability domain. Within 5 minutes, he entered yet another whirlpool pathway and headed towards another primal planet. This was the natural ability domain. Natural abilities were all innate. Some couldn't even be learned, like the body technique. Even many universe lords were envious of it. As for the domain, it allowed the Masha clones to fuse with the space around them and then leave. How could they fuse? This was because the Masha clansman was actually the life crystal core with 10,081 facets. Before it transformed, it had formed a resonance with the laws of space and was extremely sensitive. But he still couldn't fuse with the space. However, After absorbing the essence of the spatial heart, the vitality crystal core had transformed and completely fused with space. Even the masters of the universe and the strongest experts of the universe were unable to completely fuse with space and become a part of it. About 10 minutes after Luo Feng left the planet 02933, a majestic, winding, huge silver snake silhouette came out of the whirlpool pathway, floating in mid-air. Boom! Boundless might instantly filled the entire primitive star, and a powerful will also enveloped the entire primitive star, instantly taking over control of the space-time on this primitive star. The other lords of the universe's control over space-time was far from being comparable to the universe's strongest expert. The universe's strongest expert could even make the universe's operating laws temporarily retreat. Of course, the primordial star was the place closest to the origin of the universe. The origin of the universe could not be provoked, and even the strongest experts in the universe could not teleport here. Even their flying speed could not surpass the speed of light. After all, in a true battle with the origin of the universe, the strongest would still be at a disadvantage. Ancestor Dream. All the universe lords, including the Primal Chaos City leader and Dragon leader, all expressed their respect. Primal Chaos, where's your disciple Luo Feng? Ancestor Dream's voice traveled through space-time, resounding in the Primal Chaos City leader's ears. My disciple Luo Feng has long left this primitive star. The Primal Chaos City leader smiled. Since Ancestor Dream has come, then Dragon leader, and I will leave first. Let's go. The Primal Chaos City leader and Dragon leader swiftly flew towards the whirlpool pathway not far behind them, entering it and leaving the primitive star. Oomph! A cold snort resounded throughout the entire primitive star. Ancestor Dream was obviously furious. You 9 universe lords, begin heading to the other primitive stars. Search them one by one and find traces of Luo Feng. Ancestor Dream ordered. Yes. The universe lord's search efficiency was extremely high. Arriving at a planet, they could immediately control the space-time and easily search the entire planet. Luo Feng's Masha clansman disguise was useless, and each of the 3 races alliance had sent close to 10 universe lords to begin a large-scale search. After all, the treasure hunt on the primitive star this time had many universe lords on it. The only problem was that flying from one whirlpool pathway to another required quite a bit of time. Universe lords descended one by one, unleashing their control of space-time, causing many of the universe lords on the primitive star to be extremely shocked. However, very quickly, they received news of the unbelievable event that happened on Planet 02933. One had to know. The matter was so huge, it couldn't be covered up at all. Plus, the Great Alliance had been secretly adding fuel to the fire. The news spread extremely quickly. Luo Feng repelled Ban Fu leader, unleashing one technique and killing over 6,000 universe lords at once. They were all at least high level, and many of them were universe overlords. You're not joking, right? It's true. The news is spread long ago. Over 6,000 universe lords killed in one move. Luo Feng has become a universe lord. My God, Blade River Emperor. No, he should be called Blade River Leader. Back then, I was in the Ancestral God Sex Plaza watching his battle with Bark Mirror Emperor. How long has it been? 20,000 years, and he's already become a universe lord? Miraculous. Heavenly defying. This Luo Feng is too heavenly defying. Over 6,000 universe lords. If I can kill over 6,000 in one move, my name will spread throughout the universe and be sung by countless races. Even if I have to die immediately, I'd be willing. Crazy. The explosive news engulfed the trillions of races in the universe. Countless warriors went crazy. This was simply a legend. Luo Feng rose at an unbelievable speed, reaching a point where countless of them looked up to him, standing at the pinnacle, shoulder to shoulder with the other universe lords. And they all unanimously changed the title of Luo Feng to Blade River Leader. Luo Feng indeed stepped on the 3 races, stepped on over 6,000 lords, and finally his name shook the universe. This was equivalent to announcing to the trillions of races that he, Luo Feng, had officially entered the pinnacle of the universe. Number 03129 Primal Planet Within a Hill. A man dressed in a blood-red armor, with a pair of golden horns on his head, wearing a mask and a tail extending from his armor, was leisurely leaning on a mound behind him. How relaxing! Luo Feng smiled. He used the Masha clansmen to quickly pass through one whirlpool after another. After passing through 3 whirlpools, he stayed on this planet 03129, allowing the Masha clansmen to swiftly enter the world ring, allowing the Golden Horned Beast to take on the appearance of the Blood Cloud Palace Lord before coming out. Right now, the Masha clansman and his earth body were both in the world ring. Outside was the Blood Cloud leader, the renowned Blood Cloud Hall Master. Ha! Luo Feng leaned on the mound and laughed. Carefree. Fleeing before was really annoying, and he still had to consider the benefits of the Great Alliance, etc. Now that his identity had changed to the Blood Cloud leader, he had nothing to worry about. The entire world was his enemy. This kind of freedom, the feeling of being able to do whatever he wanted, it was truly delightful. Luo Feng extended his hand, and a long shuttle with red engravings appeared. The long shuttle was thick at one end and sharp at the other. It seemed normal. However, in truth, it was a form of the Star Pagoda, after being disguised by the Blood Cloud Pearl. The Blood Cloud Pearl's disguising ability was extremely strong. Of course, it couldn't be too ridiculous. You couldn't very well disguise the Star Pagoda as a domain treasure. That definitely wouldn't work. The Star Pagoda was originally in the shape of a pagoda, thick at the bottom and sharp at the top. Now with the disguise, it had become an ancient long shuttle. From then on, this long shuttle was the Blood Cloud leader's new weapon. When Luo Feng was leisurely lying on the primal planet for over an hour, a majestic silhouette stepped out of the whirlpool tunnel. He had a majestic body in a human form. On his head were 9 fiery red feelers, every one of them wrapped in flames. His eyes were like fiery red jade. He was the famous Heavy Fire Lord. Rumble, endless pressure was immediately released, descending upon the entire primal planet. Ah, Universe Lord. The Universe Lord has arrived. Is he looking for the Blade River Lord Luo Feng again? The Universe Venerables from the various forces on the primitive planet were shocked at first. Then, they quietly discussed among themselves. Clearly, according to their information, the Universe Lords of the 3 great alliances, the Demon Race, the Bug Race, and the Mechanical Race, were conducting a large-scale search at this time. During the search, the Universe Lords from the other powers of the 10,081 primal planets were happily watching the show. They wanted to see whether the 3 great alliances would be busy until the end, or whether they would be able to kill Luo Feng. HM, Heavy Fire Lord stood in mid-air, controlling time and space to scan the entire primal planet. While searching for Luo Feng, he discovered another being, a familiar life energy, a familiar pressure, a familiar armor, a familiar mask. This made Heavy Fire Lord's eyes filled with shock. Blood Cloud Leader. If Luo Feng had offended the 3 great alliances too much this time, then the Blood Cloud Leader had caused much more trouble. He was simply the nightmare of the trillions of races in the universe, the public enemy of the universe. Many universe supremacies and universe overlords had died at his hands. Even universe lords have been killed by him. I've discovered the Blood Cloud Leader. The Blood Cloud Leader is currently on number 03129 Primal Planet. Heavy Fire Lord immediately sent the news to the other upper echelon of the Demon Alliance, including Monster Dream and Monster Jin. P.S. This is the 13,000 update. Today's update has been completed. Tomorrow's update will begin at 6 p.m. Asterisk, 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 to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1146. Ancestor Dream was still on that primal planet, quietly waiting for news. Number 08293 Primal Planet. No human Luo Feng found. Number 08448 Primal Planet. No human Luo Feng found. Number. The Masters of the Universe from the three alliances roamed the primordial stars. They quickly investigated and passed the information to Monster Ancestor Dream. Dream T, have you found Luo Feng? In the virtual space that covered the Dream Progenitor's secret realm, in front of the palace complex that belonged to Dream Progenitor Monster, a huge beast with a sawtooth shell came out of the darkness. It slowly descended and spoke to the silver snake below. Not yet. It's been so long, and you still haven't found him? Ancestor Jean roared softly. With Luo Feng's Masha clansman speed, he's probably long escaped the primal planet, even returning to the human domain. I think so too. The huge silver snake head turned to look at the sawtooth beast. After all, normal universe knights searching would be suicide, and universe lords. Even in the three great alliances, there are only a few of them, and they're scattered everywhere. Just by rushing over, that Luo Feng would be able to escape very far. If he wanted to be found, he would have found out long ago. After so long and not finding him, Luo Feng must have returned to the human domain. Dream T, if that human Luo Feng has been hiding in the primal universe, what do we do? Ancestor Jin asked. No choice. Ancestor Dream said, the primal universe is controlled by the primal Chaos City leader. Even if we go there, we won't be a match for the primal Chaos City leader who can control the entire primal universe. In the primal universe, the primal Chaos City leader was invincible. The two of them were silent. This Luo Feng is actually so unwise, Ancestor Dream said. The four great races have fought for countless years, and no one has been able to destroy the other. As long as the strongest of the universe are there, the fights are all about face. Since this Luo Feng is able to unleash such a terrifying technique, he's obviously already a universe lord. Maybe he's not a universe lord, Ancestor Jean said. Zhen Jiao, whether or not he's a universe lord doesn't make much of a difference. His battle strength is comparable to a universe lord's. Not only does he have a universe lord's ultimate technique, he even created the universe lord's strongest technique. These two techniques, one is at most a talent technique, while the other was created by himself. He also has many clones. The huge silver snake head swam slowly, and there was a hint of a sigh in its eyes. Even if we go and destroy it, I'm afraid that we can only destroy a clone. We won't be able to hurt its core. If we can't get rid of him, it will only be a fight for face. If he's smart, he'll send a clone over. Die. That's the end of this matter. Demon Ancestor Dream was a little angry, but he ran away and made the three alliances lose face. So, this hatred is even greater. The three great alliances won't let him off easily in the future. Even though the three great alliances really wanted to kill Luo Feng. After all, Luo Feng had made them suffer too much this time. However, they were the ones who set Luo Feng up first. Secondly, Luo Feng had the Great Alliance behind him. There was also the Ancestor God cult. After all, the Hong Alliance was one of the 9 superpowers in the universe. The Ancestral God sect was also protecting Luo Feng from behind. With Luo Feng being so strong, unless the 4 great races fought to the death, they wouldn't be able to touch Luo Feng. So he could only swallow this pain for now. If Luo Feng lowered his head, then their future battles wouldn't be too crazy. But now, at least Luo Feng and the 3 great alliances didn't even have a chance to recover. Demon Ancestor Dream. Jeune Monster, I've discovered the Blood Cloud Palace Leader. The Blood Cloud Palace Leader is currently on Primal Planet 03129. An urgent message arrived suddenly, shocking Demonic Ancestor Dream and Demonic Ancestor Jeune, who were talking about Luo Feng. Blood Cloud Palace Leader? Both Demon Forefather Dream and Demon Forefather Jeune were shocked. That punk actually came out? Jeune Monster was filled with shock. He dares to come out? That madman. Demon Ancestor Dream was filled with rage. That's right. He's disappeared for millions of years. It's rare for a primal planet to open. On it, it's very hard for the universe's strongest to kill him. It's not strange for him to appear. What do we do? The monster said. Of course we spread the news. Let all the powers in the universe know. Demon Ancestor Dreams said. This Blood Cloud Palace leader's escaping ability is extremely strong. Just our Demon Alliance alone has no way of taking him down. What's more, to kill him, we'll have to pay a huge price. He's the universe's public enemy. Let everyone attack together. Isn't that good? Jean Monster nodded. Humph. How long has it been? He still dares to appear. Demon Ancestor Dreams' eyes gleamed with coldness. The Demon Race Alliance took the initiative to spread the news that the Blood Cloud Hall Master had appeared on Primitive Planet 03129. Soon, the Insect Race Alliance, the Machine Race Alliance, the Human Race Alliance, the Astral Beast Alliance, the Prison Race Alliance, the Crystal Race Alliance, the Northern Border Alliance, the Ancestor God Sect. Aside from the 9 superpowers, the Thorny Ring Alliance, the 9 Territories Alliance, and other slightly weaker forces also knew about it. Ancestral God Sect, Ancestral God Palace. A furious voice resounded. Blood Cloud Palace Leader? Blood Cloud actually appeared? He still dares to appear. Feng Tian God Lord. You will lead your 3 universe lords to the primal planet and kill that Blood Cloud. Yes, Ancestral God. One of the Ancestral God Sect's Divine Lord Protector, God Lord Feng Tian, immediately left the Ancestral God Palace with the other 3 universe lords. It's actually Blood Cloud. The Northern Border Alliance was one of the 9 great powers of the universe. In terms of experts, supremacies, and races, they had the most. Similarly, back then, when the Blood Cloud Hall Master was rampaging through the universe, his ferocious might filling the skies and killing countless. The one who paid the greatest price was also the Northern Border Alliance. They died too tragically. A large number of powerhouses had fallen. Peak universe overlords had fallen. Even a universe lord had fallen. There was no enmity, but just because he did not like a certain expert, the Blood Cloud Palace leader started a massacre. There were some experts who went to flatter the Blood Cloud Palace leader and try to rope him into the North Border Alliance, but they were still trampled, imprisoned, and finally killed. In short, the Blood Cloud Palace leader was a madman, extremely evil. To be able to offend almost all the great powers of the universe was a kind of ability. After disappearing for more than 3 million eras, when the hatred from back then surged in the minds of the experts, the upper echelons of the North Border Alliance could not bear it either. The Blood Cloud Hall Master had undisguised contempt and disdain towards the Northern Frontier Alliance all those years ago, and he had slapped and humiliated them time and time again. Madman! This madman actually dares to show himself. Does he think that on the original star, the strongest of the universe can only fly, so he's safer? Leave it to me. I'll teach him a lesson and kill him. I want to go too. He killed me back then. Luckily, the Alliance leader reversed time and space to revive me. Finally, I become a universe lord. The hatred of killing me back then, the hatred of humiliating me, I have to go too. Very quickly. A total of 12 universe lords wanted to kill the Blood Cloud Palace leader. Space Beast Alliance, Space God Mountain. Blood Cloud? He still dares to show himself? The Space Primogenitor roared. The humiliation of our alliance back then. We'll use his death to wash it away. Primogenitor, I'll go kill him. I'll go to. This despicable bastard. Back then, when I just arrived, he fled without a trace. This matter cannot be left out of the Golden Horn bloodline. Very quickly, including the universe lords on the original star, the Space Beast Alliance decided to send 4 universe lords to resolve this matter. And the 4 universe lords they sent were all extraordinary. Hong Alliance, Virtual Universe Hong Alliance City, Hong Alliance Palace. The creator of Huge Axe sat in the main seat. The other palace leaders sat around him. The Blood Cloud Palace leader, that old bastard, actually appeared. He disappeared for 3 million eras and still dares to appear. Huge Axe. What should we do? The Blood Cloud Palace leader didn't really offend us. Among all the powers in the universe, only we haven't suffered much from him. I think we shouldn't get involved in this matter. You all know the Blood Cloud Palace leader's methods. His Blood Cloud Palace is an escaped treasure. It's already escaped many times. There was much discussion within the alliance, but no one was willing to get involved. After all, the Blood Cloud Palace leader didn't offend them. If they got involved, and the Blood Cloud Palace leader took revenge, they would be in trouble. Let's see what the outcome will be when all the powers work together to deal with the Blood Cloud Palace leader. Hugh Jack said, Number 03129, Primordial Star. Beside a mound, dressed in a blood-red battle robe and wearing a blood-red mask, the Blood Cloud Palace Master was leaning against the mound behind him, looking very relaxed and at ease. It's really crazy. From a news from Han Alliance City, I reckon all the powers in the universe are going crazy. Teacher, you're too powerful. You've offended all the powers in the universe, other than the Great Alliance, to kill you. Luo Feng sighed within. With the change in status, even the Ancestral God Sect and the Space Beast Alliance who were close to him would probably want to kill him. It's about time. The news is about time. Luo Feng nodded. He immediately stood up. Luo Feng looked up at his surroundings, saying softly, controlling time and space to monitor my movements. I reckon all the powers have begun to move. Ha ha ha! Come on, if you want to kill me, come on, don't get killed by me in the end. Hua! Dressed in a blood-red battle robe, with a pair of golden horns, Luo Feng broke through the skies and flew into the distance. The Deep Fire Lord who had been controlling space and time naturally monitored the movements of the Blood Cloud Palace. Naturally, he could hear Luo Feng's words easily. This made the Deep Fire Lord's expression change. He knew he could control space and time. That Blood Cloud Palace leader definitely knew. However, he didn't expect him to be this arrogant. The Blood Cloud Palace is making the move. He's moving. He's heading toward the closest whirlpool pathway. Master of Deep Fire immediately reported to Ancestor Meng and Ancestor Zhen. However, all the powers in the universe were moving. Obviously, they hadn't formed a perfect encirclement yet. Master of Deep Fire, I order you to tie down the Blood Cloud Palace leader. Stop him. Ancestor Meng's order was immediately given. P.S. First chapter has arrived. Even though the monthly votes were lagging behind, no matter what, he had to give it his all. Otherwise, he wouldn't be satisfied if he lost. Tomato continued writing the second chapter. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1147. I'll stop him. Deep Fire Lord was immediately unwilling. Even though he was from the Demon Alliance, he wasn't a demon, but the leader of a strong race. The Blood Cloud Hall Master's ferocious reputation spread far and wide, and he had even killed 2 masters of the universe. His strength was definitely at the pinnacle of universe lords. Even though he, the Deep Fire Lord, wasn't weak, he was still lacking. Just hold him back, Demon Ancestor Dream ordered. What's more, you still have a clone. Even though I have a clone, this old punk hasn't appeared in over 3 million eras. I have no way of predicting what he has up his sleeves. If this clone of mine dies, the treasures will be taken by him, and I still have the Suppression Valley token. Deep Fire Lord wasn't willing to take the risk. He was the leader of a strong race. The entire race depended on him. If this clone of yours dies, when the Blood Cloud leader dies, he'll naturally return your treasures to you. Demon Ancestor Dream said, if the Blood Cloud leader escapes this, the Alliance will compensate half of your losses. Humph, you're also the famous Deep Fire Lord. Don't tell me you can't even protect your life against him. All right, since the Demon Ancestor has promised, then I'll go hold him back. Deep Fire Lord didn't hesitate anymore. Rumble. He became a beam of light and swiftly chased after Luo Feng. Luo Feng wasn't far from the Deep Fire Lord. Just a few 100-million-kilometer Luo Feng was flying through the skies. Blood Cloud Leader, wait a moment. A powerful voice resounded in his ears. Humph. Luo Feng laughed coldly and continued forward. Blood Cloud Leader, I, the Deep Fire Lord, wish to have a chat with you. That powerful voice said again. Obviously, the Deep Fire Lord didn't really wish to fight with Luo Feng. After all, the other powers had enmity with Luo Feng, while he himself didn't have much enmity with Luo Feng. As long as he could hold Luo Feng back, that would be a huge contribution. If the Blood Cloud leader died after this, he would naturally get a share of the treasures. Deep Fire Lord, you think I'm as stupid as you? Luo Feng said softly. The master of Deep Fire was so angry that he couldn't speak for a moment. He couldn't help but sigh. No wonder Hall Master Blood Cloud had enemies all over the universe. He was just too ruthless. He clearly had no enmity with Hall Master Blood Cloud, but just by speaking to him, Hall Master Blood Cloud had directly called him a fool. Wasn't this an insult to a master of the universe? If any other expert had said this, the Master of Deep Flames would have roared in anger and wanted to fight. But these words were spoken by the infamous Blood Cloud Hall Master. His anger quickly dissipated. After all, that was Hall Master Blood Cloud's temperament to begin with. Otherwise, how could he have offended the major powers of the universe? One was flying in front, and the other was chasing behind. Hall Master Blood Cloud is escaping as fast as he can. I can't catch up with him, so I can only follow him for now. Master of Deep Fire followed him from afar. At the same time, he sent messages to Ancestor Demon Dream and Ancestor Jin. After a while, following that, Luo Feng flew into a whirlpool pathway. He has entered the Whirlpool Tunnel. The Whirlpool Tunnel leads to primitive planet 06231. Master of Deep Flame immediately reported. The news immediately spread from the Demon Alliance. It was all spread amongst the absolute beings. Within moments, everyone knew that Blood Cloud Hall Master had already entered primitive planet 06231. Star River Master, we are about to reach the coordinates of Blood Cloud Hall Master on planet 03129. The 6 Universe Lords of the Northern Border Alliance were flying in the air above a primordial planet. Leading them was the Galaxy Lord, who held an extremely high position in the Northern Border Alliance. Although the Northern Border Alliance had 12 Universe Lords participating in this operation, the other 6 Universe Lords were already on the primordial planet and were rushing over from their respective primordial planets. Stop! Star River Master spoke. The other 5 silhouettes in mid-air stopped simultaneously. They all looked at the Star River Master, a tall, dark space. Blood Cloud Hall Master has already left planet 03129. He's arrived at planet 06231 through the Whirlpool Tunnel. Star River Master said. Then what do we do? This is going to be troublesome. The other 5 felt that things weren't going well. What's the fastest route to the Whirlpool Tunnel on planet 06231? Star River Master ordered. We'll spend the least time traveling through 8 primitive planets, one of the Universe Lords said. In that case, let's go. Star River Master ordered. Boom! The 6 Universe Lords immediately changed direction. When the news spread, many of the factions chasing after Blood Cloud Hall Master were very dissatisfied. However, there was nothing they could do. Every primitive planet had a total of 10,081 whirlpool tunnels. This was one of the most difficult things to pursue. Perhaps this was also one of the reasons why Blood Cloud Hall Master had appeared on a primitive planet. Deep Flame Master's towering figure also stepped into the Whirlpool Tunnel and entered another primitive planet. As soon as he entered, before he could even control the space-time around him, Deep Flame Master looked into the distance in shock. In the distance, about 100 million kilometers away, there was an endless black fog spreading out. Within that endless black fog, there was a faintly discernible ancient palace. In front of that ancient palace, there was a figure standing in midair, seemingly indistinct in the black fog. Blood Cloud Hall. The Master of Deep Fire immediately recognized the famous treasure. Blood Cloud Hall was a top treasure of the Flying Palace. It was a whole level higher than Skywolf Hall. Incomparably sturdy, even the strongest experts in the universe would find it hard to destroy this Blood Cloud Hall. Moreover, it could emit a black fog that spanned over 100 billion kilometers. Black fog lingered around the majestic palace. This was Blood Cloud Hall. It was only by relying on Blood Cloud Hall that he could escape death time and time again. This Blood Cloud Hall Master actually didn't flee? Deep Flame Master was secretly shocked. Ha! Deep Flame Master, why are you afraid? The black fog spread out, covering Deep Flame Master. His voice rang out. Aren't you chasing me? It's been a long time since I've fought. Now I'll give you this chance. Oof. Deep Flame Master snorted angrily. This Blood Cloud Hall Master actually didn't put him in his eyes at all. Haha, you really don't have the guts. The Blood Cloud Hall Master's voice resounded. Then I won't keep you company. Blood Cloud, if you have the guts, don't flee. Deep Flame Master saw the Blood Cloud Hall Master continue to fly away. He immediately roared and became a beam of light and flew over. Haha, rumble. The Blood Cloud Hall Master waved his hand and stored the Blood Cloud Hall. He wielded his long shuttle and flew over. I'll let you know my power. Deep Flame Master wielded his two huge hammers. The 9 feelers above his head burned with flames as he roared. Luo Feng wielded his long shuttle and swiftly flew over. At the same time, he sighed within the trillions of races in the universe, especially the absolute beings. There were many who used hammers as weapons. Over 100 million kilometers, the two flew towards each other and arrived in an instant. Blood Cloud, prepare to die. Deep Flame Master roared. As the hammer swung out, it was naturally accompanied by an enraged roar. This roar seemed to come from the primordial era of the universe. The Lord of Deep Fire was an existence that had completely mastered the fire and space beast god Daos. As he swung his hammer, the stable space around him shattered like glass being crushed by a tank. With just you? Luo Feng's current height was over 1,000 kilometers. Deep Flame Master 2 was over 1,000 kilometers tall. In Luo Feng's hands, the long shuttle made of the Star Pagoda and Blood Cloud Pearl had reached over 3,000 kilometers long. Go and die. Luo Feng stared at his opponent from afar. His entire body's god energy had long ignited and poured straight into the long shuttle in his hands. Up till now, Luo Feng had only comprehended the first level of the complex engravings of the Star Pagoda. Even though he was close to comprehending the second level, he was still lacking a little. He couldn't completely activate it. Hence, he had to expend more god energy, and its power wasn't as strong as the second level. Activating the Star Pagoda long shuttle. Through the long shuttle, he executed the ultimate secret technique of the Master of the Universe, Sanguine Light. This was also the first time he used this newly created ultimate secret technique of the Master of the Universe in battle. Shatter! The Master of Deep Flames roared. The God Hammer's power was endless. In an instant, it felt as though the land and skies were collapsing. Suddenly, a glaring blood-colored shuttle flashed past. It was terrifyingly fast. Even the hammers of Deep Flame Master didn't have time to block it. Chi! The blood-colored shuttle pierced straight into Deep Flame Master's chest. Pump! Deep Flame Master bit his teeth and smashed his hammer into the Blood Cloud leader's body. Rumble! Rumble! Both of them flew backwards. How can he be so fast? So fast that I didn't even have time to block it. Although the Master of the Deep Fire had guessed that the Blood Cloud Hall Master would have changed after not seeing him for more than 3 million epochs, he hadn't expected that he would be able to move so quickly by using his new supreme treasure, the long shuttle. Although he hadn't been prepared, it was still too fast. Indeed, the Blood Cloud leader. Even with my body size, he was still able to cause me to lose close to 1% of it. His power is definitely at the pinnacle of the Universe Lords. Deep Flame Master was shocked within. Luckily, it's just this once. Next time, I won't let him attack my body directly. Normally, when two people fought, usually when weapons clashed, the remaining power would be much weaker after the weapon was used to block. However, it was purely exchanging blows. Without a weapon to block, Luo Feng's shuttle pierced straight into Deep Flame Master's body, while Deep Flame Master's hammer smashed into Luo Feng. The Calamity Armor is indeed powerful. It can weaken the attack to 1/100,000 th of its power. That hammer's toll on my body is almost negligible. I can completely recover in an instant. Luo Feng looked at the long shuttle in his hand. Indeed, an absolute treasure. I can only use the first level to control it. I can only unleash a small portion of its power. It's much stronger than my strongest attack when I fought against Master of Banfa School. Luo Feng had made ample preparations for this battle. The Calamity armor was after all much stronger than the Beast God armor. Hence, Luo Feng temporarily swapped with his earth body. This Blood Cloud leader temporarily wore the armor. Wielding the Star Pagoda shuttle, Blood Cloud leader, respect. However, you won't have a chance. Deep Flame Master roared. Haha, anyone can talk big. Luo Feng and Deep Flame Master clashed once more. Rumble. Deep Flame Master used all his strength to defend this time. He wasn't able to defend against the first hammer, however he was able to barely block the second. This caused Luo Feng to only be able to send Deep Flame Master flying. The Star Pagoda's power is too strong. I've only unleashed a portion of it. Back when I fought Banfa Leader, with the support of the miniature universe, I was only able to suppress him. Right now, I'm basically trampling on Deep Flame Master. Luo Feng completely felt the strength of the Star Pagoda. Every thrust was terrifyingly fast. The force of the attack also sent Deep Flame Master flying. This complete suppression and trampling made Luo Feng feel an unprecedented sense of satisfaction. Becoming the Blood Cloud leader made Luo Feng feel extremely free. Right now, he was using the Star Pagoda to trample on the Universe Lord. It made Luo Feng incomparably happy. The second level of the Star Pagoda, engraving, was just a little bit away from completely comprehending it. Plus, he had already comprehended the fifth level of the Beast God path before coming to Primal Star. His understanding of the engraving was even deeper. Plus, with his current mental state, during his 35th clash with Deep Flame Master, he had unknowingly completely activated the second level engraving. P.S. Chapter 2 has arrived. Seeing the moon reward me again, I'm very thankful. I've already fought very hard this time. However, I'll fulfill my promise. I'll continue writing the third chapter. Not finished yet. If you like this work, please come Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1148. Luo Feng was completely immersed in the killing. In an extremely excited state, he actually broke through the second level of the Star Pagoda law engravings. One had to know, ever since he acquired the Star Pagoda, other than studying the Beast God path, he had been constantly studying the engravings to solve the wonders of the Star Pagoda. Because Luo Feng was very clear, the Star Pagoda was his strongest trump card, like creating the Heavy Mountain, Golden Mountain, and even another Universe Lord's ultimate technique Bloodlight. They were all done on a whim, casually, and without much effort. Even the second level of the Wu Killer Wings was obviously easier than the second level of the Star Pagoda. However, Luo Feng didn't actively study it. He was always studying the mysteries of the Star Pagoda. This was even harder than creating the Universe Lord's ultimate technique. Until today, using the identity of the Blood Cloud leader to roam the universe freely, he was extremely free. He could even trample on the high and mighty Universe Lords. He actually broke through the last obstacle under his extreme joy. Rumble, countless amounts of burning God energy swiftly penetrated deeper into the Star Pagoda. The many pillars within the pagoda, the engravings on the ceiling stars all lit up, their power swiftly rising. And before, as he only broke through the first level of engravings, the amount of God energy required to activate the pagoda was extremely high. Now, even though it was much lesser, its power had obviously risen. Luo Feng and the Deep Fire leader clashed for the 35th time. Indeed, the Blood Cloud leader completely suppressing me. However, I can completely take it. Every stab of his, my twin hammers can block it. Every time it consumes very little energy from my god body. If I continue fighting, I can definitely drag it out until the Universe Lord from the various powers arrive. Even though the Deep Fire leader was being trampled on, he didn't feel humiliated at all. Didn't he see who was the one trampling on him? His name was well known, ferocious and powerful. He had even killed 2 Universe Lords, offended almost every power in the universe. Yet he was still alive and well, the Blood Cloud leader. Being trampled on by the Blood Cloud leader was normal. If he himself was on par with the leader, that would be weird. Rumble. The two of them clashed again like flowing lights. Luo Feng allowed it to happen naturally, immediately activating the second level of the Star Pagoda. The ridiculously fast Star Pagoda shuttle immediately made a creaking sound, almost as though the gates of heaven and earth were being pushed open. That blood-red shuttle suddenly expanded and became larger. From a mere 1,000 kilometers long shuttle, it instantly became tens of thousands of km long, forcing Luo Feng to follow suit and swiftly reach a height of over 10,000 kilometers. Only then did he feel comfortable holding such a huge shuttle. Pong! Wherever the shuttle pointed, a terrifying whirlpool would appear. The whirlpool shattered the surrounding space, shredding a large amount of land and weeds on the primitive planet. Impossible! The master of deep fire widened his eyes. The flames on the 9 horns on his head soared into the sky. He roared and tried his best to seal the pair of divine hammers in front of him. This seal was like the wall of the universe. The long shuttle brought with it a whirlpool that shattered the universe space. It pierced the center of the twin hammers, and the twin hammers struck the chest of the master of deep fire. Pong! The master of deep fire immediately became a beam of light and flew backwards. His speed was terrifying. How can this be? Even though Luo Feng was shocked that he could suddenly break through the second level of the Star Pagoda, his consciousness revolved at an incredible speed. He knew that this wasn't the time to be shocked. While he's weak, I'll take his life. So, Luo Feng became a beam of light and followed closely. Master of Deep Fire was really stunned at this moment. That terrifying stab just now made him shudder. The stab landed on his twin hammers, and the hammers smashed into his chest. The boundless impact instantly ravaged his top-grade armor, reaching the limit of a top-grade armor. The intense impact caused his huge god body to tremble. Rumble, it actually destroyed 32% of my god body? The Master of Deep Fire was truly shocked. Who was he? A universe lord, and an existence that had stepped into the universe lord realm for countless years. His god body's genetic level was over 1,000 times stronger. He too wore a top-grade armor, and his body was over 1,000 km long. In the vast universe, there were very few who could destroy 32% of his god body in one move. All of them were terrifying beings in the universe. The Blood Cloud Palace leader was strong. However, the Blood Cloud Palace leader in history wasn't as strong as he was now. Take another stab from me. The blood-red silhouette descended once more. That huge blood-red long spear pierced through the sky. Everywhere it passed, it formed a terrifying whirlpool, destroying the incomparably stable primal space. Pong! There was no way to block it. The Master of Deep Fire was once again thrown far away. Luo Feng followed like lightning. How can his attacks be so terrifying? The Master of Deep Fire swiftly realized that he only had 29% of his god body left. Looking at the incoming blood-red silhouette, he communicated mentally, I didn't expect to appear again. The Blood Cloud Palace leader's strength is even more terrifying than before. It's not a shameful thing for my body to fall under his hands. Rumble. Following a dazzling explosion, even under the powerful bindings of the primal star, it still engulfed an area of over 10 million kilometers before being destroyed. Haha, a Universe Lord treasure. Luo Feng extended his hand. His god energy binded and immediately kept the world ring, the huge hammers, the top-grade armor, and the green seed like treasure into his own world ring, after which he immediately became a beam of light and flew into the distance. In mid-air, the wind blew past. It was incomparably cool. Luo Feng flew through the air towards the distant space whirlpool. I actually killed a Universe Lord. Luo Feng felt his blood boiling, even though he understood immediately after killing that the Master of Deep Fire had a clone, because the treasures still had life imprints on them. However, the distance was too far. Even though the Master of Deep Fire could sense them, he couldn't retrieve them. He could totally spend some time and use his god energy to forcefully destroy the imprints. Even though it's just a clone and he hasn't truly died, he's still a Universe Lord. Luo Feng was incredibly excited. He He couldn't help but look at the long spear in his hand. Absolute treasure, Star Pagoda. It's indeed an absolute treasure. Our human race doesn't even have one absolute treasure. Just one is enough to be our race's treasure, our sex treasure. No wonder. Its power was too strong. When he first activated the first level, in terms of God energy, the master of deep fire surpassed Luo Feng. In terms of techniques, they were equal. Only in terms of treasures did Luo Feng have an incomparably huge advantage. The master of deep fire too used a pair of God hammers. However, compared to the absolute treasures, the difference in power was too huge. Just activating the first level treasure, not only did it negate Luo Feng's difference in God energy, it also completely crushed him. And when Luo Feng broke through the second level, this allowed Luo Feng, whose God body was only comparable to a Universe Lord's 100x gene level, to rely on the Star Pagoda. His battle strength was completely comparable to the pinnacle of Universe Lords. The difference in God body was completely made up for by the Star Pagoda. Even the famous Primal Chaos City leader, Star River leader, 9 Underworld leader, none of them had an absolute treasure. Even the creator of the huge axe didn't have one, yet Luo Feng did. Absolute treasure. Just the second level engravings are much more complicated than the Universe Lord's ultimate techniques. I feel like it's completely comparable to I Am the Universe. Luckily, I have the engravings. I just need to know how to activate them. Luo Feng exclaimed within, if I can activate the third level of the Star Pagoda, how terrifying would that be? The second level engravings were already comparable to I Am the Universe. And when these engravings were combined with the entire Star Pagoda, the power they unleashed was much more powerful than just using I Am the Universe. And the third level? Haha, with the Star Pagoda, the universe is huge. Where can I go? Luo Feng was extremely happy. Suddenly, rumble, a powerful pressure descended. The entire primal planet space was instantly controlled. However, the damage from the battle before had already been completely repaired. No traces could be seen. Control space? The Universe Lord is here. Luo Feng immediately understood. This was just the first wave. Very quickly the second and third wave would arrive. Blood Cloud Leader. Blood Cloud Leader, if you have the guts, don't flee. An ear-piercing sound like an electric saw resounded around Luo Feng. Who do you think you are, to shout in front of me? Luo Feng laughed loudly. The whirlpool pathway had already appeared before him. He immediately flew towards it and entered it, leaving this primal planet and arriving at another primal planet. This made the two Universe Lords that were tens of billions of km from Luo Feng furious and helpless. They could only immediately report, Blood Cloud Leader has entered Primal Planet 08625. Deep Fire Secret Region, the largest universe secret region with a diameter of 800,000 light-years. It was also the core of the Jiuhua clan. Their clan leader, the Deep Fire Leader, lived here. The entire Jiuhua clan selects the absolute geniuses once every 10,000 years, and they would be led into the Deep Fire Secret Region to receive the best training. Within the Deep Fire Secret Region, a huge mountain range that was over 100 million km long floated in space. Suddenly, a huge eye opened on the mountain wall. It was filled with shock and unwillingness. It's a pity. Back then I chose Li Huashan as my body. It was destined to be hard to move. Otherwise, my Jiuhua body wouldn't have been killed so easily. The Master of Deep Fire sighed. Back then, when he was roaming outside at the Sector Lord level, he had a special encounter and obtained the secret technique of a universe, the second clone, which gave him the ability to nurture another clone. At that time, he had many ideas, and in the end, he chose Li Huashan, who had an extremely large divine body. However, the bigger the body, the more inflexible it was. If it was too big, even its flying speed would be slow. Ridiculously big, even making it hard to move. Like the World Tree. Even though it could move on that island, it didn't want to move as it was too tiring. The Deep Fire Leader's Li Huashan had a diameter of over 100 million km. Even moving it was extremely tiring. much less heading to the primal planet. However, the Blood Cloud leader's strength is really powerful. Too strong. When he first fought me, he completely suppressed me, after which, with a thrust of his shuttle, the universe space was shattered into a whirlpool. Is it an even stronger technique? The Deep Fire leader only felt that the thrust power was overwhelming, completely different from before. Looks like this time, there's a high possibility of a Universe Lord falling. In history, he killed 2 Universe Lords. Could it be that he will kill a third? P.S. This is 14,000 votes. Tomato. Continue writing. Only 1 hour left for the double event. Everyone please support me. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1149. In the sky above the boundless ocean on primitive planet 08625, the Blood Cloud Temple Master, who was clad in a blood-red battle robe, a blood-red mask, and a golden horn, was flying through the sky. Meanwhile, his earth deity was handling the spoils of war within his world ring. Within the world ring, dressed in black armor and with a single horn on his forehead, Luo Feng stood on the vast land. Before him was a pair of huge god hammers, an ancient top-level armor, and a green seed-like treasure, along with a world ring. Break! Luo Feng looked at the treasures and the world ring, immediately sending 5 threads of god energy, 2 of which pierced into the god hammers, 2 into the armor and the green seed, the last into the world ring. Pum! Luo Feng couldn't be bothered to waste his energy on a world ring, forcefully destroying it. With a loud rumble, immediately large amounts of materials, treasures, etc. fell from the sky like a goddess scattering flowers. Immediately the surrounding land became a mountain range. This Deep Fire leader too, the 10 treasures he collected all have life imprints on them. And those treasures, most of them have life imprints on them. Luo Feng shook his head. Hua, hua, hua. Immediately, waves of divine power were sent into the treasures, and treasures one after another. The god energy continued to attack. As the saying goes, with enough effort, even an iron rod can be ground into a needle. To forcefully break the imprints, one had to rely on the god energy to attack and destroy. Finally, it would completely collapse. One body, as an ancient being of the vast universe, the Blood Cloud leader was roaming the primal planet. The other body was immersed in forcefully breaking the life imprints on the treasures and treasures. Awesome. Awesome. Luo Feng felt the pain and happiness from within. Ever since he left Earth and entered the universe, he had been working hard and risking his life, constantly feeling the pressure, always feeling that he couldn't completely control his own fate, much less control and protect the fates of the people of Earth. Until now, Luo Feng finally had some confidence. In the entire universe, even though I'm not the strongest of the universe are all stronger than me. There are also many who are on par with me. Even with my star tower, I'm afraid I can only be on par with those peak masters of the universe. But at least, I'm already standing at the peak of this vast universe. Joy that came from the bottom of his heart wasn't stepping onto the path of the strong precisely to seek this great freedom, this confidence. This battle is just like what the primal Chaos City Master Teacher said. I am the Universe Master. Luo Feng continued to wear down the life seals with brute force, at the same time anticipating, I believe that after the internal discussion of the Great Alliance, very soon, I will have the right to become a leader of the Great Alliance Palace. At that time, just as the creator of the giant axe promised, the day I can sit with them will be the day Earth is taken back. I've struggled for countless years, 180 million years soon, Luo Feng thought. Even though the other warriors all thought that Luo Feng had only trained for over 100,000 years, Luo Feng's personal experience was indeed over 180 million years. If one's willpower was not strong enough, the long passage of time was enough to cause them to collapse and decay. He forcefully broke the life imprint. Pooh, pooh, pooh. The life seals within the treasures began to crumble one after another. After a while, the normal treasure's life seals too crumbled one after another. After a while, the only high-level treasure's life seal crumbled too. After a total of half an hour and a vast amount of god energy, the huge hammers and the top grade armor were all broken. There's no longer anything here that belongs to the Deep Fire Emperor. Luo Feng used his god energy to carefully filter through the spoils from the Deep Fire Emperor. He had completely cleaned them all. Luo Feng's gaze landed on the mountain-like pile of materials. His god energy immediately locked onto one of them. A completely purple crystal pillar floated up. The entire pillar had engravings on it. It was slightly different from the others, and this engraving made Luo Feng even more certain. Suppression Valley? Luo Feng frowned and laughed. My luck isn't bad. During the opening of the primal planet, the Chi God Palace was one of the biggest treasures. However, there were many that were a level lower than it. Like the Sword River Luo that had already appeared was one of them. And some of the other treasure shrines had appeared, but hadn't been opened yet. The Chi God Palace hadn't been opened yet. And Suppression Valley was another place with treasures. Even though it had appeared, it hadn't been opened yet. Luo Feng also knew about this information. Hence, with a single glance, he recognized that the crystal pillar was the token of the Suppression Valley. It was rumored that there were a total of 9 tokens. The moment all 9 tokens appear, the Suppression Valley will officially open. Those with the tokens would be able to enter Suppression Valley. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to enter. While the Earthling's true body was breaking the life imprint in the World Ring and looking at the Suppression Valley's keepsake, the Blood Cloud Hall Master, who had already fled to another primitive planet, was already being chased madly. And at this time, the news of the Deep Fire Emperor's body being killed had already swiftly spread amongst the upper echelons of the various powers. The Deep Fire Emperor's Jiuhua body was actually killed and his treasure stolen. The Deep Fire Emperor has already released news that the Blood Cloud leader's strength is even stronger than 3 million years ago. He's also changed to a new treasure and is using a long shuttle treasure. Even the Deep Fire Emperor can't handle it. I have to be careful. Without enough life preservation skills, I can't fight the Blood Cloud leader alone. Hence, the Universe Lords moved in groups of 2s and 3s. Of course, there were those who chased the Blood Cloud leader alone. Either they had a huge god body or extremely strong protective treasures, or they had flying palace-type treasures, or they were already at the pinnacle of the Universe Lord level. Anyway, only those with enough confidence would dare to move alone. Chase me? Luo Feng broke through space and flew, laughing loudly. Every primal planet has a total of 10,081 space whirlpools, allowing me to move as I please. Even if all the powers in the universe send out a few Universe Lords, how many Universe Lords are there in total? And without enough strength, they can't even stop me. Using this famed battle plan, he revealed the identity of the Blood Cloud leader. Firstly, to test the power of the ultimate treasure. Secondly, the appearance of the Blood Cloud leader was enough to divert the attention of the 3 great alliances. After all, compared to the Blood Cloud leader, the pursuit of Luo Feng was merely an internal struggle of the 4 great races. The Blood Cloud leader was the true rage of the various powers of the universe. My goal has been achieved. It's time to return to the God Country. Luo Feng muttered within. What's going on? He flew irregularly, even getting close to the whirlpool pathway to the outside world. However, Luo Feng didn't leave, because he understood it was too easy to guess his path. There were probably warriors lying in ambush outside. When Luo Feng was thinking about how to leave the primal planet and return to the God Country, he arrived at a whirlpool pathway. He entered it without hesitation. Blood Cloud leader, don't flee. Blood Cloud leader, if you have the guts, fight me. The 3 Universe Lords chasing from behind could only watch unwillingly as Luo Feng fled to the next primal planet. Number 08605. Number 08605 primal planet. Luo Feng had just stepped into this vast universe when he saw the distant 6 silhouettes. The distance between them was actually less than 100 million kilometers. The leader was a distorted dark space, The other 5 majestic silhouettes had extraordinary energy too. Northern Border Alliance. Luo Feng recognized them with a glance. Blood Cloud Leader. The 6 silhouettes shouted almost simultaneously. Ha! Blood Cloud Leader, we were just preparing to head to the primal planet to kill you. I didn't expect you to come here and meet us. It's really our luck. Blood Cloud Leader, you didn't choose any other path. It just happened to coincide with ours. Your primal planet is constantly changing. We too are constantly changing our paths. Finally, we've met. It wasn't easy for the 6 universe lords of the Northern Border Alliance either. Along the way, they received news that the leader was heading to XX Primal Planet, and he was heading to XX Primal Planet. The changes were extremely fast. Naturally, the 6 universe lords of the Northern Border Alliance had to constantly change their paths. After all, they couldn't chase behind the leader. They would never catch up. They could only block ahead. However, this block required luck. Because there were many space whirlpools, nobody knew which one Luo Feng would go to. With just a slight change, the difference would be huge. Luo Feng couldn't be bothered with the voices of the 6 universe lords before him. Even though the other 5 were extremely strong and famous, they weren't much of a threat to Luo Feng with his star pagoda. The one that truly caught his attention was the leader, the dark space being. Star River Leader? Luo Feng said. Blood Cloud Leader. The tall, dark space resounded. You and I, this should be the first time we've met. I've chased after you twice in the past, but before I even saw you, you'd already slipped away. My luck this time is not bad to actually meet you. Hua. Immediately, endless amounts of starlight enveloped the entire primal planet. Powerful bindings enveloped the entire area. It was a top-grade domain treasure. Since I've met you, don't try to escape. I heard from the Deep Fire Leader that you're very powerful. Hence, I really want to see if you can survive for me. I guess you'll be able to escape with your life. I reckon you'll be able to escape from this encirclement plan. A tall voice rang out from the dark void. Luo Feng watched from afar, not daring to be careless. Because Star River Leader's name was out there, in terms of strength, position, and fame, he didn't lose to his teacher, the Primal Chaos City Leader. He was definitely at the very pinnacle of the universe lords. Even the strongest warrior in the universe couldn't do anything to the Star River Leader. It was all these that made him so powerful. P.S. Chapter 4 has arrived. Even though the double votes event failed at the last moment, everyone has already put in a lot of effort. After today's update, I'll write a few words of appreciation. HM, Tomato will continue to write the 16,000 votes. If you like this work, you're welcome to come to Chidian. Come and vote. Your support is my biggest motivation. Chapter 1150. However, this way, I can truly see the difference between me and the pinnacle of the universe lords. Luo Feng's fighting spirit burned within. He stared at the distant 6 silhouettes in the dark space. The other 5 universe lords, Luo Feng had already completely ignored them. He only stared at the Star River Emperor. You actually didn't flee. The dark space resounded. You didn't flee either? Luo Feng stared at his opponent. Ha ha ha. The dark space resounded with a heaven-shaking laughter. Interesting, Blood Cloud Leader. You are indeed worthy of the fact that almost every power in the universe wants to kill you. At least, you have guts and are very arrogant. If you want to fight, then fight. Don't waste words. My time is precious. Luo Feng shouted, his eyes gleaming visibly. Since he was replacing his teacher to inherit the position of Blood Cloud Leader, naturally he had to perform well. The Blood Cloud Leader was a person who didn't fear anyone in the universe. Evil, arrogant, and crazy being. Indeed worthy of being the Blood Cloud Leader. An arm-shaped void suddenly stretched out from the dark void, and a square-shaped mace treasure weapon abruptly appeared in its hand. At the same time, another void arm stretched out, and a mace weapon appeared in its hand at the same time. These 2 long maces were bronze in color, and there was a touch of gold on the edges. These 2 treasures of mine are called Kuan-Yi. They're the absolute treasures of the pinnacle. The Star River Emperor said. The absolute treasures of the pinnacle? Luo Feng understood. Even within the same level of treasures, there was a difference in quality. The treasures used by the Star River Emperor could be considered second only to the absolute treasures, similar to the two-faced ancestor god's mace weapon. Just from the treasures used, one could see his status and strength. The other 5 universe lords spread out in all directions. Watching from afar, they didn't make a sound or join in. They believed in the Star River Emperor's strength. Receive 3 moves from me. Receive them, and I won't stop you. The first move, the moment the Star River Emperor's voice resounded, he immediately moved. While they were conversing earlier, the North Border Alliance had already closed in to a distance of 10 million kilometers. At this time, the Star River Emperor moved. A black blur immediately swept through the sky, pressing towards Luo Feng. Come! Luo Feng wielded the Star Pagoda shuttle, and with a step, he too became a beam of light and rushed over. Bloodlight. Luo Feng first expanded his god body to over 10,000 kilometers, following which he unleashed his strongest move, burning his god energy and rushing into the shuttle in his hand. Hua Hua, the 10,000 kilometers long shuttle, was terrifyingly powerful. As it pierced forward, it created a twisting whirlpool, shredding the surrounding space. It was so powerful that even the 5 universe masters in the distance paled. The master of the galaxy's twin maces were like a bolt of lightning. Crackle! 2 streams of black flowing light shot out and struck the Star Pagoda shuttle at the same time. The strong energies clashed, causing the 2 god truncheons wielding darkness void to immediately fly backwards. Even Luo Feng was forced to retreat a few steps. This is the first move screen. In the distant dark void, a pair of divine truncheons appeared, emanating an oppressive might. I've underestimated you. Just this ultimate secret technique of the Universe Lord is clearly not enough to suppress you. Instead, you put me at a disadvantage. Just this move alone is enough for you to be ranked amongst the peak Universe Lords. Now, take my second attack. This is the strongest secret art of a Universe Lord that I've created. The voice drilled into Luo Feng's mind. The Star River Master moved again. Without a sound, the black silhouette pounced at Luo Feng. Rumble. With the twin maces raised, the surrounding land and skies immediately turned dark, forming a dark world. Miniature universe? Luo Feng was shocked within. It was very similar to the miniature universe. However, there were still some differences. Rumble, carrying with it the endless power of the dark world. The twin maces were like 2 worlds that smashed at Luo Feng. Break! Luo Feng gritted his teeth and roared as he received the attack. The Star Pagoda's shuttle in his hand pierced forward fiercely, infusing the beast god path within. Pung! Luo Feng felt his entire body tremble as the strong force struck the armor. However, after being weakened by the armor, it was no longer a threat. However, the force still caused Luo Feng to fall downwards. When he reached the ground, Luo Feng stopped. This is the first ultimate Universe Lord technique I created back then. Dark Knight, Star River Master said. Looks like the long shuttle in your hand is at least an ultimate treasure. Otherwise, you wouldn't just be at a disadvantage. Luo Feng gazed at the distant dark space. Ultimate treasure? What a joke. Normal ultimate treasures. There were many within the races. Like the pinnacle of domain treasures, pinnacle of soul treasures, there were many at this level. And the ultimate treasures, that was a level that was completely above them. That was absolute dominance. His god body was weak, his techniques were weak, but with the huge advantage of the Star Pagoda shuttle over the other 2 ultimate treasures, he was only at a slight disadvantage. His first move was the Universe Lord's ultimate technique. The second was the Universe Lord's strongest. Then what about the third? Luo Feng was curious. Could it be there was a stronger one? That wasn't right. The Universe Lord's strongest technique should be the Star River Master's strongest ability. You have the right to receive my third move, my strongest move, Star River Master said. In the distance, the 5 Universe Lords held their breaths. Look, the ultimate move of the Star River Master. I can see it again. Last time, the Master of the Galaxy used this move to kill a Lord of the Universe in the Cosmic Sea, and 2 Lords of the Universe fled in fright. The 5 of them communicated with each other in anticipation. After all, this ultimate move was something the Star River Master wouldn't use unless it was a critical moment. It was the same stance. When the Star River Master's truncheons rose, the surrounding primal star once again descended into darkness. The endless darkness emanated thick darkness energy, following which a completely opposite energy appeared on his truncheons. Glaring truncheons. The truncheons were a glaring white, incomparably glaring, even brighter than over 10,000 stars. One black, one white, The truncheons immediately became a blur. An incomparably glaring river pierced through the darkness. The glaring river flowed. It seemed slow, yet it already reached before Luo Feng. Rumble, the seemingly slow, glowing river, made Luo Feng feel like he was facing a raging tsunami. Break! Luo Feng even felt a sense of despair when he faced it. He forcefully expelled the negative emotions. This wasn't a soul attack, but a perfect attack that made one feel a sense of awe and despair. Of course, Luo Feng's willpower was extremely strong. He immediately expelled the negative emotions and grasped the truncheon tightly, thrusting out again. Rumble, one thrust, heaven and earth shook. Rumble, rumble. The glowing river madly clashed against the truncheon. The huge truncheon, however, pierced out resolutely, blocking the attack. The truncheon was as stable as MT Tai. However, Luo Feng, who was wielding the long shuttle, was weakened by the tribulation armor to 1/100,000 of the impact. Even so, every bit of his god energy was still trembling. The explosive impact caused Luo Feng to fly backwards, almost as though he was savagely smashed away, only stabilizing himself in mid-air far away. Everything dissipated. The primal star was still calm. Everything was calm. I actually lost 2/1,000 of my god body. Luo Feng's heart was in turmoil. He was truly shocked. He had used the Star Pagoda's truncheon to block this attack, and then used the tribulation armor to block it. Yet he still lost 2/1,000 of his god body. If he didn't have the Star Pagoda to block it, and used the Blood Shadow blade to block it, the attack would probably be 2 levels higher. One move to destroy 50% of his god body? He was shocked. What he didn't know was that the Star River Emperor was even more shocked. What? The Master of the Galaxy, who had been calm all this while, was truly shocked. He now stood at the apex of the Masters of the Universe. The strongest secret techniques of the Masters of the Universe. He had first created the 2 strongest secret techniques, then spent an endless amount of effort and honed himself in the Cosmic Sea to finally fuse the 2 strongest secret techniques into a single move. It seemed simple, but in reality, it was extremely difficult to unleash the 2 strongest secret techniques at the same time and gather their power into a single move. This move, it allowed him to truly shake the universe, giving him the ability to not fear the strongest in the universe. He had always thought that among the universe lords, even though there were a few absolute monsters that could match up to him, none could surpass him. This move of mine expended a huge amount of god energy, yet his god body didn't seem to suffer much. Star River Emperor was shocked. However, he didn't know. Luo Feng had the absolute treasure Star Pagoda and the pinnacle treasure Calamity armor, 2 layers of defense. If he knew he lost to an absolute treasure, the Star River Emperor would be relieved. However, he didn't know that the Blood Cloud Palace leader was wielding an absolute treasure. This move, what's it called? The distant Blood Cloud Palace leader spoke. Dark Night River. Star River Emperor spoke. Powerful, very powerful, respect. The Blood Cloud Palace leader spoke. Luo Feng was truly impressed. He had received 3 attacks. The second was called Dark Night. Luo Feng naturally could clearly see the so-called Dark Night River was the fusion of Dark Night and Dark Night River. Moreover, the power was completely gathered together, forming an incomparably terrifying attack. Luo Feng himself, the only technique he knew, I am the universe, was a gift from the universe. He hadn't created a single one, and the opponent had created a few, and could even fuse them. Indeed, the Star River Emperor. Luo Feng exclaimed within. Blocking my ultimate move, even the injuries are light, you can leave, said the Lord of the Galaxy. At the same time, he put away the endless river of stars, turned into a stream of light, and flew away. Star River Emperor. Star River Emperor. The other 5 universe lords shouted, following which they shook their heads helplessly, looking unwillingly at Luo Feng. But they could only follow the Star River Emperor and swiftly leave. The 5 of them were very clear to be able to block the legendary ultimate move of the Star River Emperor. This Blood Cloud Palace leader might not be much stronger than them, but even if they fought with all their might, they wouldn't be able to injure him much. Since the Star River Emperor had left, they might as well leave too. Star River Emperor. Luo Feng muttered. He had finally seen the pinnacle of the universe lords. So, he immediately became a beam of light and swiftly vanished into the distance. 5 chapters have been completed. I've done everything I promised. Tomato will be posting a few more chapters later. I'll also inform everyone that tomorrow's update will be delayed until night. Please forgive me. Asterisk, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1151. The double monthly votes event had ended. He remembered that on the night of the 3rd, when Tomato saw the requests from Chasing Change and the Moon in the book review and comment section, he was excited. He felt that it had been a long time since he last exploded. Hence, he suggested that it was a good idea. Within 4 days, his monthly votes increased from 5,000 to more than 16,000 votes. According to his promise, he had to update 11 chapters. Within these 4 days, Tomato updated a total of 19 chapters. He had just updated the 16,000 votes, and he had done everything he promised. It was not a big deal to be lagging behind temporarily. No one could be an invincible general. At least within these 4 days, Tomato saw the support of all his brothers and sisters, the Red Alliance brothers and sisters, chatting in the book review and comment section. This was what Tomato liked the most. He did not care about the other disputes and just did his own thing. With regard to the updates, Tomato realized that the late updates to make up for deficiency system was a thankless task. Furthermore, it was too tiring for Tomato. How about this? From now onwards, Tomato would update every week. 1. Sunday through Friday. For these 6 days, he would update 2 chapters a day, one at noon and the other at 9:30 at night. He would probably update around this time. 2. Saturday was a break. He would sort out the plots he needed to write for the next week. He could also relax and spend time with his family. The late updates to make up for deficiency system was abolished. Chijian did not have such a system. Tomato did it himself. It was a thankless task. Of course, apart from normal updates, Tomato would occasionally release some minor updates when he had spare energy. This was equivalent to changing the late updates to make up for deficiencies system into occasional minor updates. Done. Time to sleep. I have not been able to relax for the past few days. I can relax a little tomorrow, to be continued. If you like this work, please come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation. Chapter 1152. The universe lords of the various powers of the universe were still rushing around the primeval planets, painstakingly searching for traces of the Blood Cloud Hallmaster. However, a piece of news suddenly came. The Star River Master of the Northern Border Alliance and the Blood Cloud Hallmaster were engaged in a head-on battle. The Blood Cloud Hallmaster was only lightly injured by the Star River Master's all-out attack, and his aura did not change at all. After that, the Star River Master voluntarily gave up and left. Impossible. The Star Lord is going all out? I might be able to take on an all-out Master of the Galaxy, but I would still be heavily injured. That Blood Cloud Hall Master's aura didn't change at all? How could he be so powerful? Is the Blood Cloud Hall Master hiding in the Blood Cloud Hall and using the Blood Cloud Hall to block this move? What? No. He blocked the Master of the Galaxy's ultimate move in a head-on battle? The masters of the universe, who were searching the primordial planets, were completely shocked. They could not believe what they had heard, and they tried to get to the bottom of everything. The more they asked, the more they understood about the battle, and the more despair they felt. The Master of the Galaxy had used his best treasure and his most heaven-defying ultimate move. The Blood Cloud Helm Master took it head-on, and his injuries were negligible. Powerless. Every universe lord felt a sense of helplessness. Even existences like God, Lord Beaconfire were confident that they were on par with the Star River Lord. But he didn't dare say he could surpass the Master of the Galaxy. Let's go. Let's go back. He left just like that. So what if I don't leave? If even the Master of the Galaxy couldn't do anything to him, then no Master of the Universe could do anything to the Blood Cloud Helm Master. Even the strongest being in the universe was only slightly stronger than the Master of the Galaxy. In the primeval universe, the power of the universe's strongest expert was greatly restricted. Even a Master of the Galaxy was unable to injure the Blood Cloud Helm Master. So what could the universe's strongest expert do? Heavily injure the Blood Cloud Helm Master? Let's go. One by one, the Masters of the universe gave up. After all, they felt helpless in this pursuit. Unexpectedly, the Blood Cloud Helm Master has become so powerful. Although the Blood Cloud Helm Master was powerful back then, he wasn't this powerful. Even the Blood Cloud Helm Master would flee at the sight of an existence like the Starry River Lord. They wouldn't even dare to resist. Now that I've become stronger, it'll be even harder to kill him. Some of the universe lords took the initiative to leave. That was how the universe worked. Strength decides one's fate. No matter how crazy, wanton, or evil one was, if one could become the strongest expert in the universe, then the major powers wouldn't dare to provoke them. Instead, they would try to curry favor with them, like Mountain Guest, Demon God Void, and the other strongest experts of the solitary universe. They had strange tempers and would kill whenever they wanted to. However, none of the forces dared to kill them. They didn't even dare to do so. Why? Not to mention becoming the strongest in the universe. As long as one reached the level of the Lord of the Galaxy, it would be enough for them to be invited and worshipped by the major forces. Obviously, the fact that the Blood Cloud Helm Master was able to withstand the Master of the Galaxy's most powerful attack without sustaining much damage meant that he was almost at that level. Don't provoke that madman again. Don't provoke him. He can't be killed, and he's good at escaping. He also has no worries. The only way to suppress and seal him forever is to pay a great price. But no power is willing to pay such a price. After all, the Blood Cloud Helm Master is just an individual. He doesn't involve the survival of the major forces. This battle would determine their positions. Back then, the Blood Cloud Helm Master had gone from being wanted by the major forces of the universe to someone they couldn't be bothered to provoke. It wasn't that the major forces didn't want to recruit him, it was just that from history, try to recruit him would result in him attacking and killing him. This was a madman. Luo Feng originally planned to circle around the Primal Star for a few more days. However, he didn't expect the universe lords to leave one by one. The search had obviously decreased. Naturally, Luo Feng quietly left the Primal Star and headed to the outside world, Luo Feng's God Country. Rumble. The ocean had 3 chi waves even though there was no wind. And the endless dark ocean that was tens of billions of km wide had shockingly huge waves. Like thunder rumbling, it surged and surged. In the air above the endless dark ocean, in the center of the God Country, within the majestic shrine, Luo Feng stood before the shrine and gazed down at the endless God Country. I'm back. It's over. Luo Feng smiled, feeling relaxed like never before. Thinking back to the series of events that made him famous, the main reason was because of the Void Demon God coming to kill him. When he went to kill Tian Huanite, he didn't expect him to hide in a flying palace-type treasure. Hence, a huge wave arose, killing over 800 universe lords, battling universe lords, unleashing his miniature universe to kill over 6,000 of them. His name spread throughout the universe, shocking everyone. The moment the Blood Cloud Palace leader appeared, it caused a huge wave, completely diverting everyone's attention. My goal has been achieved. I'm on par with the Ban Fu leader, and I've unleashed my strongest techniques. He's completely a Universe Lord, and an extremely hard to deal with Universe Lord. Luo Feng thought. His only weakness was he couldn't control the space around him. This point might be suspected by other warriors. However, so what if they suspected? Being able to unleash the golden light and miniature universe had already allowed Luo Feng to unleash an absolute Universe Lord's battle strength. From the perspective of the major powers of the universe, Luo Feng was already a clear Universe Lord's battle strength. Moreover, he had a few clones. He was extremely hard to deal with. However, the Star River Lord is really strong. Luo Feng sighed. Even with the armor, without the Star Pagoda shuttle to block, I'm afraid one move would destroy 50% of my god body. The Star Pagoda shuttle would first block. After that, with the armor weakening, it would still destroy 20% of his god body. If it was just the Blood Shadow Blade, losing 50% of his god body was very normal. 1 or 2 moves would probably be enough to kill him, unless he was fully equipped. Compared to the pinnacle of Universe Lords, my god body is a little weaker, and my attack weapon is too weak. Luo Feng frowned. Against the Universe Lords, just the Blood Shadow Blade doesn't seem enough. Deep Fire Emperor, one of his clones, used a pair of top-level treasures, the hammers. Their power could be stacked. And the Deep Fire Emperor's position in the universe wasn't that high. Like the Flame Emperor, he used the Flame God Halberd, which was also an absolute treasure. It was on the same level as Luo Feng's armor. The Primal Chaos City leader had 3 great clones, the strongest naturally fought in the universe C. Even in the actual universe, he wore the 1,000 treasure armor and wielded a gem rod. The 1,000 treasure armor was merely a domain treasure, on the same level as the Galaxy Lord's domain treasure, a battle treasure. Even though Luo Feng hadn't seen his teacher use it, the two were probably not too far apart. My battle weapon is a little lacking. Didn't teacher say that if I killed 10 of the Universe Lords or 1 Universe Lord, he would create an absolute treasure for me? Luo Feng thought. For example, to create an absolute treasure, like the Flame God Halberd, that's enough. He didn't have to ask for an absolute treasure. After all, the absolute treasures of the attack category were extremely valuable too. Luo Feng flipped his hand and took out a green stone tag. Teacher. Luo Feng's consciousness entered the green tablet and transmitted the message. This tablet was a normal treasure made by the Mountain Guest for transmitting messages. This made Luo Feng respect Mountain Guest. The Blood Cloud Pearl was a disguised treasure. The green stone tag was used to send messages. The armor and Star Pagoda were all extremely demanding on the owner. Anyway, when Mountain Guest made a move, it was very different from the normal treasures of the universe. Haha, disciple, I already know everything you've done in the Primal Star. However, why did you clash head-on with the Galaxy Lord? That clash, didn't you scare the other powers? In the future, it'll be hard for them to group up and kill you. A message quickly transmitted over. Luo Feng was speechless. So it was like that. No wonder back then when his teacher met with the Galaxy Lord, he immediately fled and didn't fight at all. With his teacher's strength as the universe's strongest, even if it was just a clone, he could definitely take on the Galaxy Lord. I didn't expect that, and I couldn't even flee back then. Luo Feng said, Right, your fleeing abilities aren't enough. In terms of fleeing abilities, the Blood Cloud Palace leader back then was disguised as Mountain Guest. Naturally, his fleeing abilities were extremely strong. What's the matter? Mountain Guest asked. Teacher, I killed the Deep Fire Emperor's clone. That counts as killing a Universe Lord, right? Luo Feng said. My disciple, your thoughts are too fantastical. Mountain Guest said. Luo Feng was speechless. Looks like it wasn't something good. Of course it doesn't count. Mountain Guest said. However, killing a Universe Lord's clone and a true Universe Lord, the difficulty should be the same. Luo Feng refuted. Of course it's not the same. Mountain Guest said. The Blood Cloud Palace leader is infamous. If he didn't have a clone, he wouldn't dare to fight you alone unless he had a certain level of confidence. And those with clones, even if they were weaker, would still dare to take the risk. You say, if that deep fire emperor didn't have a clone, would he dare to fight you alone? Luo Feng was speechless. Right? The many universe lords that chased after him all moved in groups of 2 or 3, and those that moved alone all had something to rely on. No one is stupid. To kill a universe lord, it's not as easy as you think. With a clone, he would occasionally take the risk and give you a chance. Mountain Guest laughed loudly. To get teacher to make you a treasure for free, it's not that simple. Luo Feng curled his lips. Helpless. Teacher, I killed the Deep Fire Emperor's clone and acquired some treasures. However, there's nowhere to exchange them. If I were to give them to the race, wouldn't that reveal my identity? Luo Feng was worried about this too. The treasures the Blood Cloud Palace leader stole were stolen. Many of them were very famous. They could be quickly identified. Hence, selling them was very troublesome. Right? Then leave it to me. Come to me to exchange for treasures. Mountain Guest said, these are the universe coordinates to where I live. You can head over directly. A string of coordinates was transmitted over. Luo Feng was filled with anticipation. Mountain Guest had been his teacher for so long, yet he hadn't been to his base yet. Yes, your disciple will rush over as fast as possible. Luo Feng didn't care much, swiftly organizing the treasures and leaving the God Country, heading towards the Mountain Guest base. P.S. Chapter 1 has arrived. To be continued. If you like this work, please come to Chidian. Come to vote for me. Your support is my greatest motivation.